Good afternoon and welcome to Valley of the Whispering Titans by Jesse Decker. I'm your games master for this afternoon. I'm Bryan F Irving from Gethsemane Games and DH9 Radio. Your music and sound effects today will be supplied by Tabletop Audio and Nox Arcana. The rule system is Fantasy Age by Green Ronin Publishing. The adventure is from Green Ronin Publishing's Fantasy Age Lairs and is originally written by Jesse Decker, heavily modified by myself. So if you're tuning in because you know your games master is going to run this adventure for you shortly and you're hoping for some spoilers, good luck with that, because you're going to have no idea which was the original and which I added or subtracted or so forth. Your cast this afternoon are Patrick Heaviside as Courage Rizzaclaw, Louise Mary Morris. I've just realised I haven't turned their sound on. So that was Patrick Heaviside as Courage Rizzaclaw,
Hello.
Louise Mary Morris as Nicholas Marty,
Hi!
Sean McGuile as Alderon Talaran, the cast
Greetings.
as Tamara Greyhawk, and my splitting headache as my splitting headache. So if I seem a little bit less than my usual self today, that'll be the primary reason why. And do expect to hear my Alexa kick in about 2 hours to remind me to take some more painkillers. So, with all that in mind, let's just have a bit of a brief recap. Excuse me. The Wilderness Wanderers entered the Valley of the Whispering Titans searching for searching for one of Courage's old friends. You did that about 4 nights ago, I think, now. And you quickly discovered that there's something very wrong in the valley. The plants and animals are all extremely hostile. Well, not all of the plants are hostile, some of them are just inert. But the ones that are inert are hostile. The animals all seem to be hostile, with the sole exception of the one boar that seems to be some kind of familiar to the one ally the party have made since they got here. That is Malossa the Fae, some kind of dryad or wood nymph who they encountered fairly early on and has been their sole ally in this valley ever since. They've pressed deeply in, recovering one of the giant titanic skulls with a magical ritual that seemed to wrest it from the power of the Valley Master, that mysterious entity that has plagued them since they got here. And then, in a move designed to throw the Valley Master off, instead of proceeding up the valley to the next skull, they crossed the valley floor and cut straight through the marshlands in an attempt to throw his forces off. Were attacked by some giant insects, which you seem to have forced your way past, and are making your way up to one of the giant titanic skulls on the far side of the valley. Where we left you last, you had managed to ambush a group of modified animals, 2-headed dogs that had been left ironically to ambush you but didn't see you coming, and you were able to turn the tables. And we rejoin you in the aftermath of that. I would call it a struggle, but I think that overestimates how much difficulty you had in overcoming that attack. With Courage Razorclaw turning into his tiger form, that made pretty short work of the 2-headed dogs, added to Nicholas Marty being able to use the power of his magical flute to calm several of the others, which just kind of slunk off as the fighting wore on. So we rejoin you there as you're about to start ascending towards the next skull. And could I have a perception saving roll from everybody, please? Okay, Alderon has noticed that one of the trees near the side of the trail is starting to behave rather oddly. Nicholas has noticed that as well.
Oh no, angry tree!
Would you look at that?
It doesn't look the same as your angry tree. Courage hasn't noticed.
Courage hasn't rolled yet.
Oh, it was Tamara that hasn't noticed. Yeah. Well, that's kind of in keeping. She very rarely notices anything until it's time to stab it.
I'm
Courage
rolling
has
that.
noticed. Yeah.
I'm rolling that without my seeing focus because in tiger form I don't have it.
Don't have the seeing focus.
Yep.
Okay, so nonetheless, Courage has passed. It's only Tamara that doesn't notice one of the trees off to the side of the trail is behaving slightly oddly. Not in the sense of the angry trees that you fought in the past, but this one's kind of bulging and warping from the ground to about maybe 2 meters up. Maybe less than 2 meters, maybe a meter and a bit. Meter and a half, perhaps, something like that.
Is it a tree with an iffy stomach?
It's about to bark. Bark on us.
It does kind of weirdly look like a tree with an iffy stomach. Now that you've mentioned it, yeah. As you watch, you can see a humanoid form start to appear in the bark and force its way out.
I'll take
That's another
advantageous
dryad.
positioning for one stunt.
Okay, you take I'll try that again. You take advantageous positioning for the stunt point you've got on your perception test. And as the form begins to coalesce, become more obvious, it becomes recognizable. It's Melosa the Fae, who, from the expression on her face, she's a bit worried about something.
Do
About how
I
she got over here?
Sorry,
do I
sir.
recognise? Sorry.
Is she a bit worried about how she got over here?
That doesn't appear to be what's worrying her, no. Well, I don't know, it could be. You imagine, though, having emerged from a tree, that this is some kind of dryad slash wood nymph type of thing. Patrick, what was it you were about to ask?
Do I recognise the magic that she's used as being Dryad's door?
You do, and it is, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, or something excruciatingly similar, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yes, it appears to be. So as she emerges from the tree, she looks round as if she's expecting to be attacked by the Valley Master's forces at any moment now. What would you all like to do?
Greet her.
Right, well, you
Keep an eye out for anything.
Yep.
Else, be wary.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep. You greet her, and as you do, she returns the greeting and says, "I have a warning for you all. As the powers of the skulls begin to weaken, my memories of this place begin to strengthen. There is a sequence to which the rituals to wrest the skulls from the master must be carried out in. If the sequence is incorrect, it resets."
Oh,
Okay.
have we done the sequence correctly up to now?
So far you have, yes.
Do you know which is next in the sequence?
The Skull of Fear is next, I am afraid. If only
We've
I
just-
had remembered that first. No, you've done the Skull of Fear. She doesn't mean
We
the
did
Skull of Fear.
yeah.
I was going to say, it was hyped up here for nothing.
You kind of have, because it is the next one up the valley that she needs you to take out next, which is the Skull of something else. Just give me a second.
So you've got to go round in that order, is it?
The Reaping Skull. The Reaping Skull. The Learning Skull first, which I wrested from the Valley Master many years ago. The Skull of Fear, which you wrested from the Valley Master 2 nights hence. The Reaping Skull. The Shaping Skull. And last of all, the Skull of Fortune.
Right.
So
yeah. So
we-
go
we
round
just-
in that
we-
arc.
We just
Yes.
need to head back.
Yeah, that's not annoying at all, is it?
hang on a second.
Yep.
I'm going to test that this actually is Melosa.
Okay. Good
I'm
idea.
I'm going to ask. How's Hamilton?
Yeah, that's him.
Okay. Out of character as the games master. Who very much fuck is Hamilton?
I'm asking her. I'm giving that as a name to her pig. Her pig didn't have a name.
Ah, right. Okay, so it was literally. Yes. In that case, she looks as confused as I just did.
That's fine.
I am uncertain as to who Hamilton may be.
Very well.
Sorry, I thought I'd literally given something a name there and then forgotten.
No.
It was Pumbaa, wasn't it?
I don't think the pig had an. Well, it's not that it didn't have one. I don't think she ever told you. I'm going to make a roll for it to see if she can figure out, because she doesn't have a headache and therefore is possibly thinking a little bit more clearly than your games master is. So I'm going to give her a roll.
Just to remind you, I specifically asked the pig what its name was.
That's right, and it told you it didn't have one.
It told it didn't have it, exactly.
Yes.
So the next thing I will ask her is, I'll thank her very much for the healing herbs that we grew together at her home.
She looks a touch confused at this and went, "We did not grow healing herbs at our home. We grew herbs that were intended to drive away the insects."
Very well, okay.
However,
which is not how they worked.
indeed, I was watching through the eyes of the learning skull, and the insects did not seem to react at all to the scent. Also, they appear to have fallen under the command of the Valley Master. I was under the impression that they had not been under his control. Could I have a intelligence natural law roll, please? Sorry, I really am struggling to concentrate at the moment. I will try and do better. Hopefully when the second set of painkillers kick in, that might help. Okay. It looks like Kurge is the only one to have passed there. No, actually Nicholas Marty has as well. Just. Okay. Although she says she wasn't aware that the giant insects were under the command of the Valley Master, that brings up an interesting question, because insects don't grow to that size naturally. So you suspect that whatever caused them to become those gigantic things must be the same power that's warping the other animals in the valley. And you'd assume that was the Valley Master.
There is a shaping skull, yeah?
There is indeed a shaping skull. It's the highest one. So currently it's kind of, if you look upwards and to the east, it's the one you can see there. I should probably put you on the valley map so that you can actually see it. So let me just move you over to the valley map. There you go. So the shaping skull is this one over here, which I think that I think that's shown there.
So we're over by the Skull of Fortune, and then we have to go back over to the Reaping Skull.
What can I say? I enjoyed
leeches for nothing.
Yeah. What can I say? I enjoyed you slogging through the Oxbow Lakes and the marsh and being attacked by giant insects so much that
You're gonna make us do it again.
Right. Okay. So it is Melosa. She certainly has the knowledge of our previous visit with her.
Mhm.
My next question would be: is she under the influence of the Valley Master?
That is also a very good question, and
Mm.
the answer to that is you don't know. I mean, you've felt the influence of the Valley Master. You've had occasional twinges where he's tried to um, mind influence you. So it wouldn't entirely surprise you. I mean, Melorsa usually, from what you told you earlier, usually doesn't stray far from the skull she had under her own control.
Mm.
Since you've arrived, she's penetrated much deeper into the valley. So the question is, would she have become more susceptible to the Valley Master? That is a very good question. Do you have an idea about how you might try and figure it out?
Let's see. Check her eyes.
Okay. Make a perception seeing test for me.
Oh God, I've just realised something.
Yes, go ahead.
I'm in bloody tiger form. How have I been talking all this time?
Do you know that didn't occur to me either?
I mean, to be fair, she's
I haven't even got a headache.
maybe
Yeah.
she's just been talking away to this tiger, and this tiger's been growling back, and the rest of us have just been like, okay.
That
Yes,
actually works.
she can cast peace speech, so let's just assume she did when you started growling at her. So the rest of you've got no idea what Kurge in tiger form has been saying, but you've heard Melossa's answers.
We've heard that we have to go walking back across that marsh.
Not necessarily.
No, you can go round.
Yeah, we can go get attacked by the beasties that would have attacked us if we'd gone across the marsh.
Yeah.
If we go the other way.
You could indeed, yeah. The problem, as you mentioned, is that the ghostly green thing, which may or may not be the Valley Master, seems to have animals patrolling the area to the east. Although he's probably started to head south now, since he spent all night searching for you in the northeast and hasn't found you. He's probably cottoned on that you've done a bait and switch
Know
on
where
him.
we are. This is when we come in from the north, behind him.
Yes. So yes, that's a good question. You don't actually know the answer to whether or not she's currently under the influence, as it were.
Right, make her walk the line. Touch your nose with both hands.
So I'm checking her. I'm looking at her eyes.
That's right.
Just see if I can see anything.
Okay. The thing you notice about her eyes is that they're fairly odd to begin with, because what would be the whites of the eyes in most animals, most creatures, is excuse me, is a sort of forest green on her at the
Yes.
best of times, and it still is. The what would be blood vessels in the human eye that you can occasionally see on her, they look more like roots. And the centre of the eye, the pupil, looks like it's sort of wood brown with obviously a black hole in the centre. So it's still pretty much how you remember it the last time. A touch unsettling, because it very much makes it clear that her origin is not animal.
Is there any part of it that's glowing with the green fire? I guess we would have spotted it, but
You would have spotted it. No,
Yeah.
there isn't. No.
Right, just a quick question.
Yes.
Oh, is there any quick way for us to get back to the Skull of Fear from here? She
Like
used
through a tree.
like through a tree tunnel type thing, like she emerged.
She can only do it for herself. So she can't do it for the rest of you. I don't know if any of the rest of you have got anything that might get you back there quickly.
No.
Well,
Also, I should
close to
probably
Raven.
add here.
What is he like carry us?
No, he could just fly back.
Yeah, I should probably add here, just in case. I mean, you probably remember, but I'll just refresh your memories anyway, because it's been a week for you, whereas it's only been a few moments for your characters. You were already starting to have suspicions about Melissa, so
We
Yeah.
were.
you might want to think about whether or not, because obviously you're thinking about whether or not she's currently affected by the thing, but you also do have one or two suspicions she might not be all she appears anyway.
There wasn't any like obvious signs other than the fact that they were huge, that the bugs were under the influence.
No, other than when Kurge tried to speak to him, they made it quite clear that they served the Valley Master when he beast spoke to them. But the only, excuse me, the only sort of mutation that you've noticed on all the corrupted animals, each species, the mutation's been different. So on the boars, it's been that they've been kind of on fire. With the dogs, obviously, it was that they had one head too many each. With the wolves, it was that they had bony plates, and with the insects, you think that's why they were giant in form.
And
On the bright
would we
side,
know?
that means the leeches were probably normal. Sorry, go ahead, Sean.
Right. So would we know what a normal nymph wood thing type dryad would look like?
That's a very good
Would we be
question.
able to tell the difference?
Kurge is a druid, you're an elf, Marty's a half-elf, so 3 out of the 4 of you do have some kind of connection to nature, at least. So I will allow you all to make a intelligence. I'm trying to decide whether it should be nature law or arcane law. Make it arcane law.
I don't have either of those.
Okay.
I don't know. Like a water arcana. I've probably seen the odd naiad.
You
Yeah,
probably
they're
have, actually.
like not dryads, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, similar.
wet hats.
Yeah, naiads are the ones that have a tendency to chuck swords at people, aren't they? Here, take this thing. It's alright, I've already got the sword. I just pulled it out of the stone a couple of weeks ago. This one's better. Okay, so yeah, she looks pretty much like a normal sort of forest nymph / dryad, as far as any of them are particularly normal. Depends, I
I'll
suppose,
ask her.
how you define them normal.
How come you've just remembered this? Where did you get this knowledge from?
The memories have started to seep back to me as you loosen the Valley Master's control of the valley. But
Right, where did you get the knowledge from originally?
she looks a little bit blank and then says, I can't remember how I knew originally. Okay, what I'm going to do now at this point is, I'm going to try and click the right button, which I appear to be struggling with a little bit. Honestly, hopefully those painkillers will kick in sooner, or the next set will when they're due, and my concentration will improve. I'm going to try and click the right button. What I'm going to ask you guys to do is make a roll to see if you can tell whether she's telling the truth or not. I may or may not be making a whispered roll, depending on whether she's hiding anything or not, and so on. So you go ahead and make a
Communication role, isn't it?
yeah, communication empathy.
Would-
See if you can
would-
figure out if she's...
No, perception's empathy.
Sorry, perception empathy, you're quite
Yeah.
right. Yeah. My mistake. Perception empathy.
Perception. Consider a man good at perception. Communication deception might be the other one. See if you can detect somebody lying.
Yes, if you have communication deception, only if you have the deception. Sorry, if you have. Yeah. Then you can try that instead.
Well, there you go. Tamara's gone. Oh, I've noticed.
No, I don't have deception.
Ah, so she has, yeah.
With 3 stunt points.
Okay. Yeah, she thinks probably she's telling the truth, but holding something back, she thinks. But she isn't actually sure about that last bit.
So, have we done these in the right order up to now?
Yes.
Yes.
That was fortuitous.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's gonna ask about that. She's gonna like very subtly be like, "Is there something you're not telling us? It would be very helpful if we knew everything."
Okay. Make a second roll to see if you can tell whether or not you're being told the truth. Remember, you do have 3 stunt points from the first one if you wanted to use them for something.
Okay. Oh God, what kind of stunts would that be?
The role-playing stunts.
Role-playing
Yeah, give me a
stunts, I think,
sec.
yes.
Need to get to the right page. Exploration and role-playing stunts. Which isn't the page it claims to be. How many is it? 3?
3.
3.
There is a handout with them on.
Yeah, there should be a hand.
Yeah, it's not the right handout.
Oh, is it the playtest version that we
Yeah.
are actually using? Yeah, I do keep meaning to fix that.
Do you want the page reference for role-playing stunts?
No, I've got it. I'm just
Okay.
deciding what to use.
They both say basic rulebook on them, Brian.
Could I use and another thing? You manage to weave a second thrust of conversation into the primary interaction that's called for the test. If your description supports it, if relevant, you may make an additional test as part of your action before anyone else has a chance to respond or make tests or arguments of their own.
Yes.
Looks like the nearest thing to usable for this.
Okay, yes, you can do that.
Okay, cool.
If you score less than the original roll, I'll say you got the original roll as part of the way you're using those stunts.
Okay, I did get less.
Okay, in that case, I'll say you scored the same as the original, which, just refresh my memory, it was 17, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, it was. Okay. Melissa insists that there's nothing that she's holding back, and this time Tamara seems convinced.
Convinced that there's nothing she's holding back, or convinced that there's something?
Sorry, yes, convinced that there's nothing she's holding back.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to have a look around to see if there's anybody who's threatening her, as if she's doing this under duress.
Okay, yes. Give me a perception. You can decide which perception focus you would like to use, as long as it's not empathy. So you can choose smelling, seeing, searching, or
Smell the fear.
Yeah, just for ease of use, I'll use the seeing focus from my sheet, but I'm using smelling.
Right.
As
yes.
that's what Tiger Form has.
Yes. Okay, that's fine. Okay. No, there doesn't appear to be anybody other than yourselves, her, and the dogs that were charmed in the area, but she is quite obviously nervous and looking about.
I have a theory.
Yeah,
Skull of Fortune's really overgrown, isn't it?
it is, yes.
There's something of hers in it that she doesn't want us seeing. Like, if she can walk through a tree,
Yeah.
then it being overgrown isn't going to mean a lot, isn't going to make any difference to her. She can just go in and out at will if she wanted to.
Mm-hmm.
But like, we'd have to hack the whole thing open to get in.
Hang on. That's made me think of something. Melissa, you said you used to live around here.
Yes.
Where exactly?
In the skull.
No.
I used to live near the centre of the valley.
In what?
In a tree, as is the wont of my people. Okay, everybody can, because you're suspicious of her, because you've been suspicious of her for several hours now since you encountered the insects and what you told you wasn't the case. I'm going to allow you to make another set of rolls to see if you can tell if she's lying to you or not.
That's perception again,
yeah? Shit.
Oh, that sounds bad.
Right, Courage.
Yes.
Melissa's lying to you.
Thank God for that. We've caught her at last.
Yeah. She has a deception of 2 and a communication of 6, so it's extremely difficult to catch her out. But she is definitely not telling you the truth.
Okay, I now need to communicate that to the rest of the party.
I was going to say,
Tiger
well, you know that.
So what is it, Skippy? What is it? Timmy's fallen down the well again?
Yes.
Thanks, 2 paws on the floor.
Being in tiger form is excellent when it comes to combat. A little bit trickier when it comes to talking to the other party members. Especially as you're the only one with beast speak, and in tiger form, you can't cast it.
Well, I do have claws, and there's plenty of ground about. I'm going to.
You're still right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or you could like roar in a musical tune that I might recognise.
I don't know if I'd think of that in or out of character.
Roar's chord.
Oh. Oh dear me! I've been recording people's good ideas and stuff so I can reward them later, and I am tempted to record a negative there for that pun.
That was a bad idea.
I'll attempt to earn my stripes.
Oh dear! As if the headache wasn't enough. Now I've got their pudding to deal with as well.
Okay. Right.
Okay, I think under the circumstances, rather than start to do any kind of pantomime in this case, I'm going to drop tiger form, return to my normal form, and just tell them.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Just like standing there awkwardly.
Yeah.
Of course.
Okay, so what you see is the tiger form suddenly warps back into Courage. It kind of melts for a second and then surges upright so that the tiger moves from, the Courage moves from a 4-legged creature to a biped bear man. As he surges upright into his natural form, it just tells you we're being lied to by Melissa. At which point, Melissa's form also begins to warp and change.
Oh.
In nowhere near...
Changing back to tiger form again.
In nowhere near the... you'll need another cast. Won't it? Yeah, okay, I'll come to that in a second then. In nowhere near quite as striking a change as him. The green of her skin turns from that pleasant forest green that it was beforehand to a more sort of mottled green of decay. The green fire you asked about earlier starts to appear in her hair and eyes.
Mm-hmm.
Her visage becomes much more cruel and slightly warped. Her teeth look sharper. Other than that, it's definitely Melissa, but it's Melissa as a much more sort of aggressive, angry-looking creature with this mottled, decaying-looking skin. Her hair is now sort of crackling with green and red fire. Her eyes are sort of burning green, and she cackles at you. How long it has taken you to realize there are no allies for you here, fools. So, what would the party like to do?
Greater beast form tiger.
Right, make a go of
I
it.
definitely want to be in that skull now.
Okay, you form into greater beast form tiger, so you start to melt back down into the tiger form, your muscles changing shape. I won't say bulging more because you're already a bear humanoid. So your muscles changing shape, you sort of double down into beast form. As you're doing this, Melissa kind of sucks herself back into the tree and disappears.
Oh.
Gone.
I was going to pounce her.
So.
Well, let's get up this hill. I am not turning around after that.
Yeah, okay then. So, with Melissa having revealed herself as an agent of the Valley Master, you think, or possibly just corrupted by the Valley Master. You're not actually sure which. Because
perhaps that was the Valley Master himself.
Perhaps that was the Valley Master himself.
I think she's been corrupted.
Yeah,
I think she was otherwise okay, but she's been corrupted because the green fire.
Yeah.
Is a symbol of corruption.
It is. It does seem to imply that she's been corrupted, which means that you suspect that warning not to deal with the Skull of Fortune next was, in point of fact, more
bluff.
A bluff to try and stop you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. What it means is we're actually on the right path.
You think that's exactly the case. You think you are on the right path.
Or are we?
Or are we? Yes.
I wonder if I was on the right tracks as well. And actually, I wonder if it's something to do with having power over her is up there.
Could be.
Yeah, that would be what I would be thinking at this point. I totally agree with that. If that's overgrown, maybe she's actually in there.
Mm-hmm.
She's actually entrapped. Mm-hmm. And it's not really her that we've been seeing. It's him taking a form.
Yeah.
Oh, God. In which case, what on earth have we started? Then,
Right. Yeah. So if we release her, maybe that'll weaken it even further.
Yeah.
But we never know. My vote was to always go there anyway.
Yeah.
Even if it wasn't the case of wresting the control away from it at this point, just to see what's there, because it's the closest thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's true.
And as I said last week, even if there's nothing up there, like, in the skull, even if it just means that we knock over the cairn outside, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
How come she gave us the information about the Skull of Fear, though?
Maybe as a yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, we don't know what Kurge's friend did. Maybe he also had a mock ritual, and then partway through got captured. And
so remember, the Skull of Fear was quite a dangerous thing for you, because A, you were ambushed when you arrived, and then B, as you tried to wrest the Skull of Fear, there was the vines as well. So you were ambushed by the animals, one of which was not an owlbear, and one of which was possessed by the green ghostly creature. Then there was the vines, and then when you tried to wrest the skull away, there was a construct, there was the waves of attacks. So it might have been that you were lured into a trap there, and you just kind of proved too tough for it. Or it might have been that she has moments of lucidity when the creature, when the Valley Master's controls weaker. You don't know.
We're not going to find out by standing still, though. So.
You're not going to find
and upwards.
Onwards and upwards it is, then. Okie dokie. So you're going to press on up the steep embankment that leads up to the next skull. Could I have a perception seeing test from everybody, please. And I'm going to need to make another hidden roll from you. It's a lot of that today. Master handout.
Does it have to be seeing?
This time, I'm afraid it does have to be seeing. Yes.
Can we make a flat perception test if we don't have that?
Oh yeah. If you don't have seeing, you can still make it just a perception test. Yeah.
That's good enough anyway. That was the best roll. Strange that. It's like people got like +6 and they only roll a 10. You got +3 and you rolled 15.
So
14.
let me see what.
That's 3
and some stumps.
And so, what was the high? Oh God, right? Okay, gonna
17, 16, 14, 11.
Okay, 17,
haven't counted the
16,
crow.
14, and 11.
That's a point.
Okay. Actually, he's at a slight disadvantage to spot this from where he is.
See, it should have been a
flying
hawk.
above, so he gets to use his special ability to re-roll, and you've still spotted it in time, right? Courage,
Yes.
being a bit closer to the ground, being currently in a bipedal form, you notice just before whoever's at the front of the party goes crashing through it that they're about to step on a concealed pit.
I'll grab hold of them carefully with my teeth and pull them back.
Right, you are. Make an attack roll, but you won't do any damage if you hit. That's just to get them in time.
Okay.
Who is at the front, by the way?
It's not me, because I'm never at the front, but I am going to freak out and think the coach is attacking someone, so, it's the influence.
Well, bearing in mind we haven't declared a marching order, but why wouldn't the tiger be taking the vanguard?
Okay. Yes, that's a
Yeah.
really good possibility.
And I'd probably be somewhere around the back.
Yeah, because we used to Tamara taking the van, but as you're currently in tiger form, it would make sense that that you might be doing it. So okay, I'm going to say you spotted the trap before you plunge into it.
Okay.
So you're kind of pawing at the ground to indicate to the others that there is a trap. Let's have a perception empathy test from Tamara to see if she understands what you're pouring at the ground for.
She just has perception.
Okay. Yeah, she does.
But I think she understood.
So she comes over to take a look and informs you all that there's a concealed pit there. Pit trap.
We were aware that there were traps within this area.
Yes, so far this is the second pit trap in your pathway that you've noticed, and you also spotted the
Ewok trap.
The Ewok trap, yes, let's call it the Ewok trap.
There was something you mentioned last week.
Yeah.
An individual called the Valley Hunter.
Yes, that's right. I did mention that in passing, didn't I?
You did.
Yeah.
But we haven't. I don't think we've heard about him in character. So is that purely out of character knowledge?
I think you're right. You haven't heard about him out of character. That's right.
Yeah. Okay.
In character, rather. You knew what I meant. Okay, so what would you like to do?
Proceed cautiously.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Proceeding cautiously.
Hang on.
Yep.
I think it might be worth throwing something into this, triggering this trap, because that might slow down whoever set it.
Whilst good point, they might think we're down there.
Yeah, they'd have to go and check it out and poke about with whatever it is we throw down there to ascertain whether it's us or not.
Good plan, Tamara. We'll try.
What a good idea.
Okay, yes.
Because obviously Kurtz can't say that.
Can't say
That's right.
That's right. Okay.
If I'd have been playing Morg, I would have had just some random junk to throw down there, but Nicholas carries much less.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, we could always find a rock or something, or a log.
Tamara also says,
yeah.
Is there any way that we could throw something down there and make our own trap, that when whoever it is that set this in the first place comes to investigate it and look down there, something else gets them.
You mean like,
Ooh.
like a swinging log smacks them in the back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Ideally, yes. I mean, I was thinking like rigging it up with a grenade or something.
Do you have a grenade?
No.
No.
That might be a bit of a flaw in the plan, if I'm entirely honest.
I'm one grenade short of making a grenade trap, yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot tomorrow had the helmet of invisibility.
Yes.
Not that that's any help right this second.
Not right this second, but it's amazing how many things,
That stealth test last week, it really would have helped.
It really would, yeah. I was wondering why she wasn't using it at the time, and until it dawned on us it was because she'd forgotten about it.
I didn't see
again.
what you did there.
What? Who did? Where?
That was she wearing a helmet.
Oh, sorry, yes.
How about, we've proven pretty good at stealth. How about we trigger this trap, all hide, and wait for the person to come along who set it?
Because we don't know how long they'll be.
And how do we know there's anything on that trap that would actually indicate that it's been
it's a
triggered?
Pit. It's a pit. So the top will be broken, like the covering will be broken. Someone would scream as they go into it. So whoever set this is likely to hear it.
Well, they might not be here anymore.
They could be within hearing distance or have other means of perception. What's say we do as I've suggested. We give it an hour for this person to turn up. If they don't, we carry on.
Oh, good plan, Tamara.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Okay, I'm just adjusting a map I'm about to need very slightly. Because originally this map was used to represent a very similar trap had you gone up towards the one of the other skulls first, which was facing north. So I just need to swap the orientation of this map around. So just give me a second whilst I invert it from north to south facing, and whilst I move all the dynamic lines. Also, I'll take off the things that would have ambushed you, and you will now be placing your characters ready to ambush someone else. Okay, so that appears to be... I'll just bring that in. That appears to be about right there. I'll copy that to there. And we need to paste one here as well. And possibly move that there and that there. And copy that into here. Okay, now take off all the things that were going to ambush you. So
that's 20 beasts to remove from the map.
Not quite that many.
There's 19 beasts to remove from the map.
Okay, so delete that lot, and I think that's all of those, so I can now bring you guys over to this map, and I will need to bring your
oh, that's a small map.
Characters. Oh, ow! Yes, it's a relatively small area, that one, because it was just going to be a light ambush by hanging vines was the original plan if you'd gone in a different direction towards one of the other skulls from where you were.
Look, it's not about the size of the map, it's how you use it.
There you are. You should all be on the map now.
Oh,
Yes.
Yeah.
So if you would like to position yourselves in your concealment ready.
Where's
Use
the
Factor
pit?
Tiger.
I'll just dig a pit out of the library for you.
I can't move my
Usually
tiger.
that's dug out of the ground.
You can't move your tiger. Okay, let me have a look.
I can move Tamara and I can move Quoth, but I can't move Courage.
Okay, let me have a look. That should be... So if I assign that as Courage Razorclaw and change that to your... Well, actually, I'll leave that so you can do that bit. Right, okay, that should be it now.
No, I can. Thank you.
Excellent, no problem.
Although I have no sight from the tiger?
You have no sight from the tiger. Okay, that's the next one to fix.
That's an incredibly weird sight, but I think that might be my Nicholas and Tamara's sight clashing.
Oh, I think I've possibly seen something I shouldn't have done. But we're ambushing them, yeah?
You're ambushing them.
My sight's gone. My sight is... I think I'm inside a tree.
You are inside a tree. That's probably the problem.
Right. Okay. I haven't got Dryad's door. I can't do that.
Okay,
Nothing's tiger anyway.
So there's the pit trap. What I'm going to do is give you all control of that. So controlled by all players. So actually you didn't dig it, did you? So it's going to be exactly where it was. So...
Did we bring any of the not owlbear meat with us, or do we still have any of the two-headed dog meat or anything like that?
I think you ate the two-headed dogs.
I think you ate the two-headed dogs, the ones that you killed. I don't think you brought any of the not an owlbear meat with you either, no.
I thought we fed the vines.
You fed the vines.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So unfortunately you have nothing in that regard.
Right.
So, that being the case, excuse me a second.
Tamara's putting the helmet on, I take it.
Yeah.
Aha, right. Tamara's going to put her helmet of invisibility on for the first time. So, if anybody's ever seen the original Clash of the Titans, you'll know exactly what happens next. She just kind of disappears. The world takes on a slightly ephemeral sense for her, but not in such a way as it's given her any grief. For anybody who's a wearer of spectacles, you know when your current prescription's just about to go, your eyesight's just deteriorated that little bit and you're going to need a new prescription. Things are still kind of in focus, there's just that little slight bit of not quite rightiness. That's how the world looks to her when she's got the helmet on. It has literally no effect as far as stats and stuff are concerned.
You can really see the ring wraiths better though.
There's a bit
like
of a drawback.
Voice comes out of nowhere that's just like, this is a bit weird.
Join us in Mordor.
I'm just looking for something that would imply invisibility. So how about a ninja mask? There you go.
Finally a use for that.
Yes. Okay.
That's not an egg with a pair of eyes painted on it.
It does also look like an egg with a pair of eyes painted
Hang on,
on
everyone. Tamara's sus.
And I will grab...
Do we need to make stealth rolls?
Yes, you do. Could I have a stealth roll from everybody, please, as you all attempt to conceal yourself in the cover?
Good.
Let me check this out.
Also, I'm going to need yet another whispered roll. They're really coming in handy at the moment, aren't they?
I could just eat a whisper.
I think
especially
I have
one with a caramel on top.
Whisperchino, that was the one.
Yeah. Okay, so whispered roll to myself. Perception.
Okay, does Tamara need to take the stealth roll?
She does, but she gets plus, I think it's 4. Actually, she's not moving at the moment, so no, she doesn't.
Okay, ignore that.
Normally, she would need one in case she made any sound, but she'd get a bonus because it would be impossible to see it. But no, because she's not moving at the moment, she's just hidden. She can't be detected except by smell.
Cool.
And if the approaching whoever dug the pit doesn't have that ability, then they can't detect it. So, what's everybody's stealth rolls?
14.
14.
Oof. 6.
6. That was for tomorrow, though, and we decided.
No. Nicholas's was 6 as well.
All right. Okay. So Nicholas is standing out in the open tap dancing then.
Nicholas, put the flute down.
Oh, sorry, I was distracted.
Okay, so you hunkered down
18.
for an hour. 18, excellent. Did anyone get any stunt points?
I did, but I only rolled a 6.
So no, because, well, I mean, you could conceivably have stunted if whoever's trying to spot you, because this is an opposed roll, rolled less than 6. But if they're the kind of people who digs traps and hunts animals, you'd imagine they're probably better off than 6 for a thing you roll.
What's worried about that is that was 6. That was 6 whilst making a roll with the stunt, with the stealth focus.
Yeah, that is a bit of a worry, isn't it? Okay, so something's coming. It's a large man, sort of bare-chested. It's the green ghost, actually. So you should be able to see the green flashing on him. It's humanoid in form. He's dressed like some kind of hunter or trapper. Insofar as he's dressed, because he's kind of, you can see through him, still ghostly form. So he's advancing cautiously towards where the trap went off, when suddenly his head snaps around. He's seen both Nicholas Marty and Courage, the surprisingly unstealthy tiger. So, could we have... Just give me a second to pull this up, and I will empty it of last time. We appear to have shed... Oh no, that's not Courage, that's the dogs from last time. So I will remove all. Clear. Go ahead and start making your initiative rolls, please, and we'll see how things pan out.
Hey, I went in this week.
That's a distinct improvement over the last couple of times.
Oh, it's just the last week.
Same thing happens to Mark in the other game. It never puts him in either. Okay, so looks like everybody's in, and it looks like despite
I'm not because I'm having to use the dex of the tiger, not my own dex.
Right. Okay.
No, I don't have the initiative focus for this.
Right.
It's the dex of the tiger.
Oh dear God. Okay. So do you need me to add you in? Or...
Yes, please.
Right. Okay.
I'm sorry, this is just what happens when you let me play a bard.
Well, we know for future. Okay, so that's Courage in. What's his dexterity roll? 14.
Yeah.
Okay, tap that in. 14, and I will reorganize these. Descending order. So despite the fact that your surprise ambush was sprung somewhat by the fact that this creature has seen the approach of... I'm just going to pop this out. Well, not the approach, but seen the hiling...
It's that big red fella sticking out of Nicholas Marty's hat from the bush.
It is, yes. Has seen the hiding position. There we go. Managed to English after all. Of two of you. It's still, you sort of realise that this trap has been sprung, and two of you who he hadn't spotted still get the drop on him. So, Tamara to go first, and who's going to play Tamara for this?
Get round the back of him.
I controlled Tamara most of last week.
Okay. You can do it again if you want to, that's fine.
I don't mind.
Yeah, go for it. You spoke first. Well, actually, Patrick spoke first. But I suspect he's going to have enough to worry about with himself, all his magical abilities, and Quoth. So.
Where is this guy? I can't see him.
Look north and central. Yeah.
Oh, hang on. I need to scroll up a bit. That's my problem.
Smallest map we've ever used, and you still are hyper focused.
Yeah, but I had to zoom in so I could actually see, you know.
He's 2 squares to the left of my position.
I see. Oh, I couldn't see you. I still can't see you, but I see him now.
That's because he's in cover. There's a.
That's because I'm an elf and I'm hiding in the bush.
Elf hiding in the woods.
Sneak up behind him there.
Yep.
And
Backstab.
ooh, yes. Would that be better done with a dagger or a sword?
To use the sword because the sword's magical.
Okay. Good point. Fine.
I was hoping nobody would think of that, but yes. Go ahead.
Because that's what you'd have in your hand. You'd swing that sword and you just go for glory.
Yeah, it's also a primary weapon, really.
Really good hit. Wow.
And she's swinging from, I don't know, ambush, surprise, whatever
Hang
you
on,
want to
I
call
used
it.
longsword there instead of the giant killer sword.
So you actually get +1 more to hit them, because the giant
that was
killer
a
sword
really good hit.
is a longsword, but with the +1 to hit. Okay, so that's a 20. So you've come up behind this ghostly thing and thwacked it with your sword. Go ahead and roll the damage. Make sure you roll the damage from the giant
On
killer
the correct
longsword.
sword.
Yeah.
Aww.
Not a great amount of damage. That's got to be about the lowest you could have rolled.
That is the lowest you
could have rolled.
So big up for that excellent first roll.
Yep. So, having taken the opponent by surprise, she runs the sword, or attempts to run the sword through his back, but just pure bad luck. He moves just as she's attacking because he's spotted two ambushes. So instead of getting a square blow right to the back, you've just kind of grazed his side and warned him that you're there. However, the consternation that the attack has caused him seems out of all proportion to the actual injury. For some reason, he's screaming as if very, very startled by that attack. There we go. So that's a hit on him. That is Alderon to go next.
This is the tricky thing. I don't have a magic weapon.
No, you don't.
None of us can make your weapons magical either.
No, I don't think you can.
No.
Well, I'm going to attempt to shoot.
How have we become aware that we require magical weapons?
You can see through them, so it's a guess.
It's a ghost, so I don't think. Well, I'm gonna shoot an arrow at him.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, make a roll to hit.
And it'll probably pass right through him. It's virtually point blank range. I take it his dex is less than 5.
His dex is less than 5. Yes, I think. I'm just going to double check that. Yes, it's 4.
So that would be a 17.
That's a 17. That is a hit. The arrow hits him square in the throat, just passes straight through and hits the tree behind. He barely even noticed that you'd shot him.
Right.
Tamara's like, hey, watch out.
Yes. From there, it would have missed her entirely and hit the tree.
Yeah, it was like went straight through him and buried in the tree over there with probably inches deep, I would suggest.
Yeah, probably. All right. So, that was your major action. Do you have a minor action you would like to use?
I will stand firm at this point.
Okay, standing firm. And Valley Huntsman to go next. Kind of just blown the gaff there by telling you who he is, but never mind. Let me see. Chilling touch attack against Tamara. So, Tamara won't have had this happen before, but you have with another character. You'll remember that you were attacked by... Oh, this is not sticking to that. You were attacked, but your other character was attacked by a phantom once, and it touched them and chilled them. This has the same effect, so he's going to attempt...
Somebody shouts, Dylan, pack it in.
Yeah. He's not going to aim, no, so he's going to attack. You're still invisible, aren't you? So your defense has gone up by 2. What's your defense?
Let me just check. Defense is 12.
So it's gone up to 14, so that's still a hit, and I realise I still have Whisper on. I'll take that off now.
Yeah, I was just going to say I can't see.
Yeah. It was 16 with 2 points of stuns. So that's a hit, even though you're invisible. He kind of turns around and smacks her right across the face, largely guessing where she'd have to be to have stabbed him. This sense of this icy cold chill goes straight through you. Let me just roll. Oh, that's interesting. It's not going to. I see why. Right, okay. Let me just correct that. 6 plus. Is it 3 or is it 2? 1d6. Oh, okay, it's 2. That's 1, actually. Okay, that's not much at all. However, this is penetrating, so it ignores your armor completely. This chill streaks through Tamara's face. She takes 6 points of damage, ignoring armor.
Ouch.
Yeah, pretty nasty. That was his... Oh, and 2 points of stunts as well. So let's see what his preferred stunts are. For 2 points... okay. Actually, my mistake. That's not normally armor piercing. But for 2 stunned points, he can make it armor piercing. So, on this occasion, it was. But it means he's got no further stunned points to use. He does, however, have a secondary action. So, he is going to move away from the invisible threat. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
So half your armor did count. Rounded down.
Yeah. Okay. So he streaks across the air, his feet not really touching the ground, and appears next to Nicholas Marty. Nicholas Marty, on his turn, is going to need a test to see if his nerve holds or not. And courage to go.
So, it's an assumption, or best guess, from what we've seen up to now, that you require magical weapons.
Well, you noticed that the non-magical arrow went straight through where the guy's throat would have been with no effect and hit the tree.
I think I know what the answer to this will be,
Okay.
but I must ask the question.
Of course. Yeah.
I'm not naturally a tiger. I'm a tiger by magical means.
Ah, right. Okay, that's an interesting point. Does that mean that would count as a magical attack?
That is entirely your call, because I don't think it's anywhere in the book.
No, I don't think that's anywhere in the book either, and I am struggling to guess. Oh, God. Okay. What I will do then is I will say that whilst in your magical form, I will give you a specific stunt. 2 stunt points. You can make your attack a magical attack.
Right. Okay. Thank you.
Obviously, if you make your attack and don't score any stunt points,
it's not a magical attack.
It's not a magical attack. But for 2 stunt points, you can turn your attack into a magical one whilst you're in magical form. I think it's the best compromise I can come up with for an answer to that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so turning round, you saw roughly where it went and then went into the trees. I'm just going to check your line of vision. So you can't actually see him from where you are. So...
No, he's there. Ah, yeah. But hang on. Well, I can see him via Quoth, so is he acting as a spotter for me?
He could...
Yeah, to be fair, you probably heard Nicholas yelp as well.
Yeah, make a perception hearing test. If you did, you can guess that he's appeared next to Nicholas.
Okay.
And I've got a nasty feeling I might have...
Tiger does have hearing, so I can just use me.
Okay.
Easy way of doing it.
Like, it's probably not hard to hear the Ned Flanders-esque squeal.
Okay, yes, you did hear a squeal from where Nicholas Marty is, and you know where Nicholas Marty was. However, you're moving uphill through trees, so half your movement.
Right, so my speed is 15.
So that would be down to 7. It's still going to be... Yeah,
he's
he's
still
only 5
nicely within
away.
range.
Yeah, he is.
Okay, I'm charging him.
Okay. You make a charge attack uphill through the trees. I'm going to allow it. Take a attack roll. An attack roll. Although technically, because you're a tiger, you actually get 2 attacks, don't you?
I do indeed, yes. If I'm using claws.
If you're using claws, that's right.
Yeah. But if I get any lightning attacks, then I would make those bites.
Right.
Because that's the more damaging attack.
Yeah.
Right, so claw attack of 3d6 plus 6. And I'm charging, so that's plus 1 to hit, yeah?
Yes, that's right.
Okay.
Bloody hell. For those of you watching at home, I'm just going to put this back on the screen so you can get a look at what just happened there. So that's 6 stunt points, a total hit of 25 with a triple 6 and your plus 7 to hit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, it's a magical attack then.
Yep. That leaves you 4 points.
And oh, okay. Sean just dropped an elf token into the Facebook chat.
Ah, right. Oh, that's quite cool.
Combat stats. Combat stunts even. Where have I got it?
Actually, Sean, if you send me the clear PNG of that, I'll be able to use that as your token in future.
Yeah, I can send you the above as well.
Yeah.
Right. So that was my first claw attack.
That was your first claw attack, yeah.
Yeah, these are my base attacks. So my second one, does that also get the plus 1 for charging?
Yes, it will do.
Okay. So there's my second claw attack, which has 2 points of stunts.
Okay.
If it's hit, that is.
14 might not have done. Let me just take a look. I need to find... where's he gone? Valley Huntsman. Defense is 14. So I think you said you'd rolled 14, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah, that's a hit then.
Fantastic. With 2 points of stunts, so that's also a magical attack. Right. So I'll resolve the one with only the 2 points of stunts first.
Yeah.
So that's 1d6 plus 5.
Okay.
Worst possible roll I could have. That's 6 points of damage for him.
That. 6 points of magical damage. Again, that's caused him a lot more consternation than you would imagine.
Now, for the other one, 2 points are going to make it magic.
Yeah.
I'm going to... Now, lightning attack is at -1.
2 points.
Yeah, and I can only buy it the once. Is that correct?
Yes, that's right.
So I'll now make a lightning attack, and it will be a bite.
Okay.
So 3d6 plus 5.
Yeah.
And I take it this doesn't get the plus 1 for charging.
That's correct, it doesn't.
Okay. That's failed to hit.
That's failed to hit. Okay. So you run in, thwack, thwack with a pause, and then the jaw just misses completely. Hits where the leg would have been, but from the knee down, the legs seem to be missing from the figure at the moment.
So I still have 2 points of stunts. I can only take Mighty Blow the once, yeah?
That's right, yes.
Okay, so for 1 stunt point, I'll take a Mighty Blow.
Right.
So that's 1d6.
This is with the paw that hit but hasn't rolled damage yet, yeah?
Yes.
This is from the 6 points of stunts from the first roll.
Right, okay.
I've had 2 to make it magical.
Yeah.
I've had 2 for a lightning attack, which was the bite
4.
that failed.
Yeah.
1 to make a mighty blow, and then I think that leaves me with another 1.
1, yeah.
Yeah. So
okay, so roll the additional damage for the mighty blow.
Yeah, so that's a 1d6, yeah?
Yeah, that's right.
Just flat.
Yeah. Ooh.
So that's 6 damage.
Right, you are.
You haven't rolled for the actual damage for that yet, either.
Have I not?
No.
That's what I'm saying. There's one paw where you hadn't rolled for damage. Yeah.
So you need
right.
another d6 plus 5.
Lovely. Okay, thank you. Another bad roll.
Another bad roll. So that's
12 in total for that attack.
Yeah. That's another 6 to come off. He's in quite a bad way, actually, all things considered.
And for my one remaining stunt point, I will skirmish him away from Nicholas.
Okay. That do you?
I can't see because my sight on the tiger isn't right. Hang on, I'll have to bring Quoth down to be able to see. Yes, as long as he's away from Nicholas, that's great.
Okay. So it is Nicholas to go next. What would Nicholas like to do?
Do I still need to take that test?
No, because Quoth kind of charged in and drove the creature back, so I'm going to say that's probably negated your need for your test.
God, where's he gone? I can't see. Ah, there he is. Right. Hang on. I think ignore me moving there. I think my line of sight was buggered because I was turned round funny.
Right, okay.
I'm going to bring up a water whip.
Oh, magical attack, right, yes, go.
Well,
okay.
yeah, I'm not going to not do a magical attack.
Okay, make a... I was thinking Marty doesn't have any options for magical attacks, forgetting you're a mage.
With 6 stunt points.
With 6 stunt points, yes, this is not going well for the Valley Huntsman. This was supposed to be a skirmish that he would flee as soon as he was in danger, and on round 1 he's already in danger of death. If you do take him out before he can get away, that will reduce the Valley Master's forces quite significantly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to lethal spell that.
Oh, shit.
Powerful casting it.
Okay.
But you do need to hit him, though, for that to affect it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Am I able to hold my spells back until I cast the actual... But hold my stunts back until I cast the actual roll to hit?
Not exactly, but I am going to say that the lethal attack will apply to the first strike, yes.
Right, okay.
And it will apply to the first successful hit, so if you miss him this time, I will still allow you to do the lethal spell damage the next time you do hit him instead.
Well, okay.
That's assuming he hasn't fecked off by then.
Yeah, right. I'm just trying to remember how to do this one because it's such a weird spell. Right, so it's against my arcade Water Arcana, yes.
Water Arcana Intelligence, isn't it?
Yes, it is. 47, that's probably a hit.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that's a hit as well, and with 6 stunts. So how does this going to work? Okay, you can take the stunts from... I tell you what, for the 6 stunt points that you got for the water whip, use those for the actual, like, reduce the casting cost.
Okay,
and,
sure.
And that sort of stuff. And for
that
the
was
6...
a free spell.
Yeah. And for the 6 stunt points you got on the hit, you can use lethal attack if you want to.
Right.
That would seem to be sort of the cast and the attack, yeah. So
yes.
It's that becomes maybe it's more a lethal blow, because it's a physical strike at that point.
Exactly, yeah. I think so. That's probably about
it. It's kind of an odd spell.
It is. While you're looking that up, I'm just going to go and get my painkillers since Alexa's just told me it's time. They're just across the room, but I'll have to take my headset off, so I'll just be a sec.
Yeah, you might need them now.
So that's the actual amount of damage.
Yep.
Nice one.
I hope so.
And the
He's gonna need them painkillers.
component for this spell was a limp wet noodle. You just flicked him in the face with it. Hit the tip of his nose, and he's gone reeling.
Bad hunter, bad. Oh my gosh, my spell literally is a spray bottle.
Bad monster.
Alexa,
Down.
remind me in 4 hours to take more painkillers.
Okay, I'll remind you in 4 hours.
Cheers, my dear. Right, sorry, go ahead.
Yep, it's rolled.
Oh, shit.
I've spray bottled him in the nose.
I have a bad feeling about this. I think you might have killed him.
Punch him, Marty.
Yeah, you have.
This is what you get for sneaking up behind me and surprising me.
So, how to phrase this? How would you like to do this?
So I'm assuming since there's nothing below the knees, is sort of vaguely ethereal, yeah?
Yes, that's right, yeah.
So if my water hits him full on, does he just sort of disintegrate?
You can do, yep, if that's how you want it to go.
I like that.
Okay, so your water whip hits him full in the centre of the chest and he just dissipates, much like water would if it hit a wall. It's almost like droplets of ghost going left, right and centre. He doesn't even have time to scream, he just gone.
Nicholas just kind of looks at his hand and goes, wow, I wasn't expecting that.
No, neither was that.
It's a Devo moment.
Yeah, whip it. Mm-hmm.
So Kurt's looking rather proud of himself for the idea of trapping the trapper.
Yes.
Trots off in the direction of the Skull of Fortune.
And falls in a pit. No, just kidding. It's not even between me and me.
He's walking across a log. He's walking across a log, like sort of swinging his head from side to side.
Isn't that from the Jungle Book?
It is from the
No, it's from Lion King.
Lion King.
Hakuna Matata.
What a wonderful phrase.
Okay, so
your skulls I'm gonna raise.
It's our problem-free philosophy.
Oh God.
I turn to a tiger.
So you make your way back on the trail up towards the next skull. Let me just.
That went a lot better than I thought it would.
Yeah, it went a lot worse from my point of view. I was hoping he would at least put up a bit of a fight. I do need to roll and see what happens if he goes down in ghost form. I'm not sure whether he returns as long as the skull he's bound to's in the Master's control, or whether that's in finish. So I will need to look that up. But right now is not the time, so go ahead. I did drag you back over to that map, didn't I? I've not just brought myself.
Yeah.
Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on the
It's
party
time
now.
for Skull of Fortune.
Spins the Skull of Fortune.
Just inside one of the
Round
eyes.
it goes. Where
Oh
it
my
stops.
god, we won a yacht!
You'd sail it on one of those lakes.
Okay, so climbing further and further. Actually, it would have been about here at that narrow point that you encountered that ambush, or rather, you kind of turned that ambush on the opponent. You make your way up onto the plateau itself and find yourselves.
Quick question, sorry.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
Did the hunter leave anything when we killed him, or did he completely dissipate?
It just completely dissipated.
There was no trace. There was no ectoplasm. Nothing at all.
Nothing at all. Absolutely no.
Right. Okay.
Okay, so oops, I've placed the huntsman instead of you guys. Hold on. So I can't get rid of him now.
How did I get here? The last thing I remember was regretting my life choices.
Okay, and I will need to zoom right in. This next map's a bit bigger than the one you've just left.
Yeah, noticed.
Yeah. It's because it's got the full skull on it, and the skull itself is about the size of the ambush map we've just used.
Oh, that would make sense. That's what that giant white thing is.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, that's the skull.
It's definitely not a broccoli pancake.
Broccoli pizza for tea.
Oh, yum.
Okay, this time let's try that again, please.
Have you seen that sequence of photographs where there's like the dog sat there in anticipation? He's got his bib on, and he's like sat and he's looking all happy, and they bring in a pizza box in front of him.
Mm-hmm.
And it's broccoli, yeah.
And he's looking really enthusiastic, and then they open the box and it's full of veg. and they're like holding up to the dog, and he's just like looking away. All
Poor dog. I'd imagine what would happen if I tried that with a cat. Okay, I'm just going to add the dynamic lighting lines that I didn't add earlier because I was so pushed for time. Shouldn't take me a second as long as I can remember which button I'm looking for.
I saw a video of a woman.
I'm just going to vanish for a second. I'll be back in a sec.
Okay.
That'd be the magic helmet.
I saw a video of a woman pretend to have something in her hand to give to a monkey. The monkey jumped up on her lap, looked into her palm, saw there was nothing, just sort of shot her a glance, and without missing a beat, just slapped her around the face and ran away.
Aye.
Yeah. We've seen it where the dog owner's like holding out the hands, like two hands closed.
Yeah.
Say which hand, and the dog pats on one hand, and they open up. There's like one treat in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the dog goes, and the dog thinks it's happy, and then he opens the other hand. There's like 10, and the dog's like so disappointed.
I know sometimes our cat is very spoiled. She has an awful lot of cat toys, and one of the ones she particularly likes is these kind of gel jingly ball things, and she loves to play with them. She'll keep you awake all through the night. You'll just hear these gel balls jingling in the corridors. But if you try and play with them,
Not interested.
It's not that she's not interested. It's that like she gets excited when you shake it in your hand, and then you throw it up the corridor, and she'll run, and then at the last minute veer off, and just turn away from it. Oh, that's interesting. How does that happen? Right, okay. And if you say like, "Oh, kick it back, girl," she just looks at you as if to say, "If you wanted it so much, what'd you throw it away for?" If you wanted some animal to bring it back for you, you should have got a dog. Yeah, right you are. I think I've just put those dynamic lighting lines on the wrong layer, and I don't think I can fix it because I don't
see any lighting or us. I do see a big green line.
Yeah, you shouldn't see the big green line. That's what's happened there. What's that? Oh, never mind. Honest to God, I don't care enough anymore. We'll just leave the.
Somebody had one of them luminous green Sharpies and went round the inside of the wall.
Yeah. Actually, if I just go on to
green slab,
I'll just redraw it. So you're still going to see a green line, probably bits of it, where the one I'm drawing now doesn't exactly over thingy it. But what should happen in a moment is you should lose your view of the inside of the skull.
Oh, that's not the top of the skull we're looking at with trees growing out of it. That's the interior.
That's the interior, yeah. Although where you see those trees, they are growing straight through the top of the skull as well. So they've kind of broken out and are jutting through the top of it. Right.
Nature reclaims things.
Yeah,
it's not a baldy skull then.
No.
Skull with a tree wig.
Yes. Okay, so there we go, and I just need to check something. I've just had a horrifying thought. Characters, NPCs. Oh, that's okay. Right, brilliant. Good. We have some good news for a change, or at least I have some good news for me for a change. Okay.
When's the map changing?
Why is the map changing? Because
when? When?
When is the map changing?
You said you were drawing a sight line, like a block the vision line.
Yeah,
You can still see inside.
You can still
Yeah.
see
Still see
inside.
inside.
That's interesting. Because that is on the dynamic lighting line now, or layer now, so that should have blocked your vision.
Have you switched it on for this map?
Ah, that's possibly it. I was in a bit of a rush when I put this map in this morning, since I made the map, and then as I was saving it, it crashed and deleted it, and I had to start again, which was why we started a little bit late. Dynamic lighting wasn't on for this map yet. Try that now.
There we go.
I can't see anything now.
Oh, well, this is going well.
Of course.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right.
It's night time.
You can just see the party.
It's alright, I'll stick it on daylight mode.
But bearing in mind, if it is night,
Yeah.
then most of us have night vision.
It's
That's
not.
true.
There you go.
Yeah.
You should all
Yeah,
be
there
able
we
to
go.
see
Yeah.
now. Brilliant.
That's better. Can't see inside the thing.
Good. That's a great start. Okay, so you've approached this giant skull. You've seen several of these now. This one differs very slightly in that it's slightly further embedded into the bedrock beneath it. So instead of having the upper mandible resting on the ground, the upper mandible's buried here. So the earth around it is kind of piled up to it, and you would enter via the nose. Or the eyes, if you wanted to climb.
So it's just peeping out like Chad.
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
What no valley? Quick question, Brian.
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, the stone cairns which are either side.
Oh yes.
Ah, yes,
Yeah,
the
where are
stone
they?
cairns. I forgot to put them on. Hold on a sec.
Well, considering we're about to kick them over, do you really want to put them on?
Well, we need to be able to see where they are.
Yeah, you need to be able to see where they are, and I will just grab some stones from the.
Because I believe they're important to the
Oh, yes.
location. Because they had symbols on them, didn't they?
The date,
Uh-huh.
that's right. Yes.
They had Fate Arcana on them, was it?
Yes, it is with these ones. Yeah. Okay, that's not showing. Let's try rocks. I'll do. There we go.
Two giant birds appear.
Yes. So that one's there, roughly. I'll move it slightly in a second. Oh, that's smaller than I meant it to be. There we go. And copy the other one to over there.
Okay.
I just need to tweak that position slightly. There we go. So yes, they're now there. So you've approached this skull, which is partially buried. As I say, the nose upwards is what appears above the ground. Also, it's massively overgrown, so there are a huge number of vines hanging down from it. There are trees growing out the top of it. There are creepers that have run up the side of it. All told, it's so overgrown that it's actually quite difficult to spot from any distance, which indeed was the case. You were finding it quite hard to spot from a distance. I am going to need to take a quick break to go to the bathroom, so I will leave your vocals open to the audience and mute mine. If you want to make any plans or discuss anything, feel free. I'll be back in a couple of minutes' time.
Okay.
Right, so we smash up the cairns, do a quick once around the perimeter, see what sort of intelligence we can gather. I'll send Quoth in through one of the eyes to find out what he can see.
Well, they can have a peek in through one of the eyes. So.
Yeah, not like going all the way in, but just doing a bit of reconnaissance.
And how are you going?
Yeah,
How are you going to communicate this to him?
Well, he is my familiar. It's not just.
Do you have a mental connection?
Yeah, well, he's. If I the letter of the rule in the book is that a familiar knows a fair few tricks. It's very vague, right? So if I sort of point to him and sort of give him a nudge to go and have a look somewhere and come back, if he comes back cawing, then we know there's something going on. If he comes back and kind of shrugs, then there's not much going on. When you think, I could have had a full-sized bear.
Yeah.
Yeah?
So he's
Think
not
of the
going to pull a
utility
deck
of
of cards
that.
out and say pick a card, any card.
No.
It's not that much kind of magic, right?
If you just sort of consider the kind of utility that a familiar is meant to have, doing a bit of reconnaissance is reasonable, I think.
No. What you need is a weasel, and basically anybody gets upset, so you just have it bite them on the nether regions while they're asleep.
Did we find out exactly what was written on the curtains, or was it vague as just something fate?
Something to do with fate.
Yeah, because like it might be worth the rest of us having a look at them before we knock them over. If it was kind of
somebody who knows some magic.
We can do some arcane investigations. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll be on the lookout for obviously creepy-looking vines that creepers try to strangle you. We've actually done quite well against them, and now I've jinxed it.
Hush. Oh man, I don't know why I never thought of it before. Kind of what a snake charmer vine, you know.
I don't know. Do they hear things though? That's the problem.
Probably not, but it would be fun.
I can turn into a snake, so at some point we could totally do that as a scene.
We need to do that as like. Oh,
down the
I was thinking what would be really fun is dancing bear.
I'm less than comfortable with that, like out of character.
Fair enough.
It's just the way they make them do it in real life. It's just kind of.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be done like that. It would be entirely consensual bear dancing, because my music is so wonderful.
How bear does he have to be?
Oh god. We're not playing 50 Shades of Greyhawk, is all I'm saying. That would be hilarious if that had been the moment Bryan came back as well. If he just come back straight on 50 Shades of Greyhawk.
I think we've lost half of the role playing audience, but gained like as many people as furries.
I had the best idea actually for a character last night when I couldn't sleep. A very flamboyantly dressed lion rogue. He's a dandelion.
Dandelion?
Oh, don't! I'll get that in stereo now. Kev's just doing the exact same thing.
Virtual
Curse
high five.
you, audiobook reader.
What's
Actually,
that?
I don't mean that. His accents are great.
Dandelion, the bard rogue hybrid, lion. Yeah, that's my next character, Tabaxi or whatever they are. D&D. Yeah.
Sounds pretty smoking. Tabaxi.
Oh God!
I thought he was talking about wearing a mask there, but no. See, this is the problem. I've been looking at this rule system.
Hello, welcome back to 50 Shades of Greyhawk.
50 Shades of Greyhawk. Okay. Sorry, Sean, I cut you off there. Feel free to finish.
No, I was saying I was looking at the Fantasy Age rule system from the perspective of like casters.
Right. Yes.
And I would say there's a lot of utility in the spells.
Yeah.
Right. And they are simplistic. They don't do lots of, you go to other games and they've got reams and reams and reams of different spells.
Many of which do essentially the same thing, yes.
Multiple caster classes.
Yeah.
I would think the system itself in Fantasy Age is adaptable, and the Arcana is, as listed in the books, are only a suggestion.
Yeah,
because it does say stuff like if you can come up with another sort of thing.
Yeah.
There's nothing from stopping you from taking the basic fire arcana, as it were. Right, we'll not go into Arcane Candle at this point. But you know the spell which is like I point my finger and energy pops out the end of it and it attacks somebody, which is not an arcane blast. It's a more specific elemental or energy type spell. You could easily make your own arcana up for that, as long as you can justify it and what have you, and it fits within the framework. But on a first read through, it seems very limited, but the limitation then becomes your imagination.
Yeah.
Which I like.
Yeah.
Which is a bit more freeform than I suppose people would be used to playing. And I was just looking at how would I build a caster in Fantasy Age. As yet, I don't have a conclusion on that.
Right. Okay.
It's the most tricky class to actually build.
I think it's one of the trickiest classes. Yeah. I also think they're quite a lot of fun though. So.
Oh yeah. Okay. No, don't get me wrong.
So, what's everybody want to do?
We want to look for the cairns and read them before we go knocking them over.
We want to win.
Okay. You want to win.
Well, I mean, yeah, that as well.
Okay. Give me a perception seeing test then, please.
For who, for what, for where, for when?
For all of you.
Is that from where we are, or are we moving up to the cairn?
Anywhere along that line, just give me a perception seeing test.
Okay, because I'll be on the lookout for creepy-looking vines and that type of thing.
Okay.
And monsters and stuff.
And spooky, scary skeletons.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll just whisper that one.
Green ghosts.
Okay, did anyone beat... okay, Kurge did, and Alderon did, and Tamara didn't. So Tamara's literally the only person who hasn't noticed. That seems to be a thing I see a lot.
No, she's invisible, so all the light's just passing straight through her.
Yes.
She's the muscle, not the seeing.
Yes.
Right, considering that Tamara isn't a mage and isn't observant as far as this goes, did something just move on that tree?
It's not another bloody vine.
There's another bloody vine, and all of you except
Shift.
Tamara have seen it. So
Shift, Nicholas.
Yeah.
Quickly.
You can make a full movement if you want to, because you spotted it.
I'm going that way.
Or you could move a single square, that's fine.
That's it. Right. Can we send Tamara to do a perimeter search around the skull and Quoth to go and have a look in one of the eyes?
You can, but you're going to have to deal with this hanging vine first, which is going to attack, is what it's going to do. So let me just...
It can't see tomorrow, though, can it?
It can't, but they don't have eyes, so you're not sure how they sense things in the first place.
I would say it probably has blind sight via vibration or something like that. It's going to be picking up.
Tomorrow's just vibing.
So go ahead and make your initiative tests then, please, folks.
What the hell have I done there?
Don't know.
My character sheet did a weird thing. It shrunk.
Oh, is it one of those where you've double-clicked it, it's shrunk, and it won't restore back to full size?
Yeah, that's the one. Now
You have to close it and reopen it.
Yeah.
Otherwise it doesn't work. It sometimes does that.
Yeah, yes, it does occasionally.
I've never had it happen before.
I had it happen last week, I think.
It doesn't usually do this.
No, it's rare. It's very rare.
It is rare.
Has Tamara not gone in as well?
Let me just have a look.
Did you have
Tamara
her highlighted?
has
Yes.
not gone in, no. So I will add her. What did you roll for Tamara?
12 and 3 stunt points.
12. You don't get stunt points for initiative, unfortunately. Okay, so let me see. Alderon's in there, Quoth's in there, Nicholas Marty's in there, Tamara's in there. It doesn't look like Kurge has gone in either.
Well, I'm in tiger form, so I haven't used the initiative from my character sheet because it doesn't match my current stats.
Of course, that's right.
He's got 11.
So add turn.
And so is Quoth as well, actually.
Both got the same
I
score.
think Quoth is in there. Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Okay. So, organise that in descending order. Jeez. Okay, it's Alderin to go first. What would you like to do?
As a minor action, I'd like to shout, "Hey, look out, a moving vine."
Right, okay, you warn
everyone.
everybody, so Tamara looks round. She'll get another chance to spot that vine now then.
Right. And then, can I attempt to shoot it?
Yes, you can.
With a flaming arrow? No, with an ordinary arrow. I'm not going to use a flaming arrow. That would just be silly. Set the woods on fire. Only you can prevent forest fires.
I'm not a bear at the moment.
Hang on.
Take that, you vine.
Just pop that out and move it over onto my other screen so it's not in everybody's way.
20.
Take a look at... That's 20 to hit. That's definitely a hit.
And it takes 14 damage.
14 damage, right you are.
It takes 14 damage.
Yeah. So your shot hits the vine roughly where a group of the actual tendrils knot together and splits it slightly. There's an awful lot of, I want to say ichor, but I don't mean ichor, sap. Sap's the term I mean. There's an awful lot of sap coming out of it. It looks like you've quite badly damaged this hanging vine. However, since it has actually absolutely no intellect, it won't really recognise the threat. Okay, so it is going to attack the only person it is close enough to attack, which is Tamara. Let me just make an attack roll for the hanging vine. Yeah, slightly different. So vine smash. Yes, it will aim, and that is a... I think that might be a miss. What's Tamara's defense?
Quite high.
It's 12.
Tamara's defense is 12.
Oh, it has actually hit her then.
Damn.
And with one stunt point, it is going to... Can't use that one. Can't grab. It needs 2 for that. So it's mighty blows. Only a single stunt point for it. Right. Okay. It's going to have to mighty blow then because it's about.
Might have the same reduction I do.
It's probably a whip effect.
Please don't phrase it like that.
Like which one? Sorry.
Please don't phrase it as it's going to have to mighty blow
her. Oh, okay. Okay, so that is a total of 11 points of damage. As this vine snakes out, whack, hits Tamara quite hard. It's actually trying to wrap around her neck, but it's kind of failed to do that. It's just struggling away a bit, so it's just taking the impact of the vine, which is 11 points of damage.
That's not armor piercing, is it?
It's not armor piercing, no.
These things keep trying to grab people by the neck. I think they've got a strangulation thing going on.
Yeah. So it is Tamara to go next.
Can she thrash around with the sword?
Yes, you can. Yeah, you can strike down at the thing.
But I can't scroll down apparently.
Seem to be having more technical problems than I often do.
I am having some issues here. Would I be able to use aim for that?
Yes, you can. I'm just going to zoom in on the actual action for the people. Yep, 19 will be a hit. Go ahead and make your...
I can't see what the score was because a Discord notification came up on the screen.
9.
9.
Very mighty.
Yes, a very mighty 9. You've smacked the thing with that. I think I forgot to apply the armor before. I did, so I'll apply it twice this time. So that's... Okay, so she strikes down with the sword, which further emphasises the point that she's not allowing the thing to grab around the neck as it tries to get a hold. She smacks it with the sword, bats it away. She cut into it a bit, damaged it, hasn't destroyed it as of yet, but it's in a bad way. Courage to go. What would you like to do?
Here comes the vegetarian tiger.
Look, piece of string on the ground. Go get it, kitty. It's wiggling.
Pounds.
Okay, Courage pounces at the.
Oh, and that's a charge as well.
Okay, +1 to hit. Hit them. Excuse me.
Right.
It's like you wiggle a piece of string in front of a cat.
First attack 15.
Is a hit.
Second attack 21.
It's definitely a hit.
There's no stunts on either of those.
Nope.
All right. So rolling damage. 1d6 plus 5 each. That's 17 damage in total.
17 damage in total. Okay, sorry, I just need to move something. Just realised I positioned it incorrectly in the first place. And then I'll pan back over. 17 damage. So, how would Courage like this to go down?
Grabbing the plant and tearing it up by the roots.
Right you are. You grab the plant and rip it out of the... well, I was going to say out of the ground, but it's actually out of the tree because it's kind of grown up around the tree.
Yeah.
You rip it off completely and rip it to pieces and just leave scattered bits of dead tangle vine lying across the ground.
I then take a moment to roll over on my back and kind of, roll around and laugh in a cat-like fashion.
I have absolutely not fallen into the trap of tickling that cat's belly.
Do you double kick it with your back legs as you take it out?
Yeah, bunny kick it. Yeah. Okay, so rolling around after sort of ripping it to bits and bunny kicking it, you roll round on your back and kind of wag your paws in your air, throwing bits of broken vine left and right. What's everybody else like to do?
I'm right next to this cairn now.
You are right next to that cairn now, yes.
Can I read anything on it?
Make an arcane law roll.
Oh, come on, character sheet. Stop being a tit. Sorry, I'll be 2 seconds.
No problem.
At this point,
Right, I don't have regular arcane law.
Okay.
Can I use intelligence?
You can't really for this one because it's a very specific set of things that you're doing. So, unfortunately for you, no.
Also, unfortunately for all of us, I do have arcane law, but I'm a tiger.
right. So can we attempt to do some first aid?
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Yeah. First of all, you can take a breather if you would like to, which means everybody gets a number of hit points back equal to 5 plus their level plus their constitution. Then if people
have taken no damage.
Right, you are. If people are still in... Sorry?
Neither have I.
No,
Wow.
right, okay, cool.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, first time ever.
Tamara needs to get 10 plus a con back.
Right.
Yeah, I'm just checking. 11. Yeah, actually, that'll give her that'll fully. Oh no, that won't quite fully heal her.
Quoth's going for a peek.
He's going for
a peek into the skull.
Oh, right, sorry.
I didn't think it said peak.
No.
He's just going to land in one of the eye sockets and have a look in.
Okay, so you're going to jump for one of the eye sockets. Make a dexterity. I know this. Hang on. Acrobatics roll, please. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm still struggling a little bit. The headache's making it very difficult
No
to
worries,
concentrate, so I do apologise.
I've got flying.
You've got what?
Flying.
Oh, because it's Quoth. Yes, of course.
That's what I said. Quoth is going for a peek.
Yeah, sorry. In that case, just ignore it. You don't need to make a roll. You don't need to roll to fly. You can just fly.
Oh, right. I thought there might be something kind of waiting to catch people going in through the eyes or something. That's why you were asking.
No, I was asking because I'm an idiot, and I thought you'd
You're in a bad way with your headache. It's
I am in a bad way with the headache, guy. So add that on top of the fact that I'm also an idiot.
The amazing flying tigers.
Yes. So what Quoth finds inside is, first of all, there is a large bare-chested man with a silly hat on. The hat has like a conical shape to it, and also sort of ear flaps that come right down to the neck. He's bare-chested. He's in, from the waist down, he's in like leathers that look as if they've not been washed in about a decade and are caked in all kinds of grime. You can see the guy's boots are very, very much seen much better days in the past. The long.
I feel like this man has tried to sell me something very dodgy at a festival before.
He almost certainly has. Yeah. He almost certainly has. He's definitely the type.
Doesn't look anything like a green ghost that we kicked the ass off.
Yeah,
or something
it
like
doesn't
that.
look anything like the Green Ghost, but I'm trying to remember if Tweety has seen him before. I think so, yes. Was it the reconnaissance where somebody got shot at? Was that Quoth or was that you in bird form?
That was me in bird form.
In that case, Quoth doesn't recognise the person. No.
Okay.
Also, I am populating the insides with lots of trees, you might notice. These are actually bushes rather than full-size trees, except for the ones that you saw initially, which are the trees that go straight through the top. In addition to that, man, there's two massive wolves with like bony growths and plates of bone growth over the vital organs. Their eyes are sort of bloodshot and quite scary. And there's also one of the boars as well, the burning boars. All seem to be sort of waiting in there for the party to...
because they know we're coming.
Because they know you're coming, you would imagine, yes.
Okay, so Quoth is going to come back and communicate that as best he is able. Well, he is a familiar, so...
Yes. Actually,
possibly just sort of
increase the size of the board. They are about.
Layers out a number of twigs or scratches in the ground as to how many people there are, something like that.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, so he would lay out 4 because he saw 4 opponents. Obviously, he's not able to say that like 2 of them are dire wolves, one's a hellboar, and one's a funny-looking human with antlers. No, he doesn't have antlers attached to his head. He's got his hat on. He's got his silly hat on.
Right.
Oh, there's 4 vines in there. This will be easy. Come on, then.
There's some awesome vines in there as well, yes.
I did make a arcane lore roll regarding these stones, or the cairn.
Okay, so the let me just look that one up for you, because I did have this in mind, but nothing's really staying in there at the moment with that. So
understandable.
it is the Fortune, Skull of Fortune. Okay, so Skull of Fortune. Oh dear, right.
Okay.
Most unfortunate.
Okay, so you learn a number of things. Some of them to your advantage, some of them less so. First of all, you discover that the arcane runes seem to be implying that in this area the power of fate magic will become much more powerful. Also, there's something to do with... that might be on the other cairn. Yeah, that's on the other cairn. Okay, so the fate runes will warn you that the power of fate magic's going to be a lot more powerful in this area. Making you wish you had that woman from the Company of Light with you, because you remember she was a fate magician. Also,
it's a very creepy arcana. Just seeing this the rest of the party.
It is.
It's really weird. Like I saw her take back things that had already happened.
Yeah. Also, sorry, go on.
Do the stones cause the powers to be increased, or are they simply a signpost to say that those powers are increased in this area?
You think it's more of a signpost because you're not feeling any direct magical energy from the stones themselves. So you think it's more, like a sign.
So
Caution,
knocking
all
these,
fate magic. Please keep to the left.
Knocking
Isn't
these,
gonna make any difference.
knocking these over isn't going to change anything.
No, it's not. The other thing you learn from the stones, though, and this isn't a magical effect of the stone itself, is that you begin to understand the consequences that taking this, that completing the ritual at this stone, this skull, would have. If you were able to wrest control of the skull from the Valley Master, right, then it would he would not only lose control of it, which would quieten down this large section of the valley, but whoever completed the ritual would gain control of it. Which sounds great at first, but there's actually a risk that they might become the Valley Master.
Yeah.
And therefore that because you realise now that from reading these runic insignia, that it's not the Valley Master that perverts the valley. It's the valley that perverts the Valley Master.
I see.
Ah, right.
Could we, right?
Mm-hmm.
Could we divide up who gets to finish each ritual so that someone doesn't have all of the power and it's power shared?
Yes, you could.
Good plan.
It is a good plan. I'm going to make a note of that. You're all flying away with good ideas at the moment.
Can't fly yet.
Would those be water wings that you would use?
Flap, flap, flap.
Okay, so that's the impression you get from those stones. You understand what the ritual is here and how it differs from the ritual you would need to cast any other skulls, or the ritual you already knew from the other skull, which is subtly different. You're also aware of the fact that this seems to be the key. From this skull, control of the valley is... this has a greater share of control of the valley than the other skulls do. If you were to wrest it away from the Valley Master, he might no longer be the Valley Master. There's a risk it would pass to you, and there's a risk that would start to corrupt you as well. Yeah.
That's why he sent Melora to stop us from going to this one.
Yeah.
Because it is so powerful.
Yes. So you'd imagine the fight he would put up to hold control of it is going to be significant.
Right. Kurge has a plan to put forward.
Okay.
Actually, no. Tell you what. Tamara has a plan to put forward.
Okay.
Rather than me describing how Kurge is going to draw this out.
Here's the problem, though.
Mm-hmm.
All of this knowledge about what's written on the stones is currently in your head as a player character. None of the rest of us know any of what you've learned. So we can't make any plans based upon the knowledge that we've just been given.
Yeah. Whilst you're in tiger form, you can't pass that on to anyone.
This is true. Okay, dropping tiger form.
Right, you are. Without any warning, you see the Kurge start to stand back up. Right, the fur changes colour again, the muscles change shape and definition, the head begins to expand, and he changes from a large tiger into a large humanoid bear, back to his normal form.
I communicate what I've learned, and I put forward the idea of if we get Nicholas, Tamara and Alderon over here where I'm indicating. Right?
Hang on. I'm zoomed too far in.
Over by the opposite the entrance to the skull.
Yes. Right. You can all perform ranged attacks. So you can be using Arcane Blast and firing arrows at the enemies that are inside the skull. I'll be in tiger form again, waiting at the side for them to come out because the majority of them are close combatants. As they charge forward, I will flank them. So you'll be peppering them with arrows, and then they're going to be taken unawares from the side.
Yeah, we need a pit there as well, so they rush in and fall in the pit, and then
That would be good, but they will see us digging a pit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we don't have an Earth Arcana mage with us.
You don't.
Because that would be something awesome to see. There's now a pit at your feet.
Yeah.
Bang! You've just fallen into it.
What a pity.
It's stone. It's Stone Porter part of Earth Arcana.
Yes.
Yes, I believe it is. Yeah.
That's the one I want to play with. Because I could think of some very inventive things to do with a 20-foot wheel of stone that can float.
It might fun if it was cheese.
What's this? You're gonna be like a disc rider.
Oh, not just that, but turning it sideways, using it like a shield, pressing people up against walls with it. This is why I was asking you a few months ago, how much force could it apply?
Right. Yeah.
Okay.
Just going. I have a nasty feeling I've just done something I shouldn't have done. There, I think I've just permanently closed me. Yeah, that was dumb. I've just permanently closed one of my panels. It's the only one that if you close it, you can't reopen. So I'm going to have to log back in. I'll continue to listen to what you're saying. So just let me know what it is you're going to be doing.
That sounds like a plan. So if I rush across to this square, because I'm the fastest moving thing.
Could you ping where you want me?
You should be on this side. No, you should be on this side.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so that you can actually run away. You're not caught in the middle.
Reasonable.
Right, I would say away from the trees.
Away from the trees. Okay.
I'll tell you what. Hang on. Before we do it.
Well, here we go. I'll paint some.
Let's set up a tripwire.
I'm going to be there.
With the vine.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll put Tamara here, and you can be sort of somewhere about there.
Okay.
Kurge will be somewhere about here. Yeah. So this is going to be A, T. So then I can support Tamara. Tamara can support me. You've got the ability to run away, and Kurge can intercept anybody coming out this way. Yeah.
If they follow me because I'm running, yes.
I'm fast enough to run this way if needed, and Tamara can go in either direction as required.
I'm going to send Quoth around the perimeter just to see if there's anything else around there that you'd be running into.
Yeah, I can run faster than a wolf.
Unfortunately, I've made too much of a mess of my lines there. The only one that I'm actually intending to have is the one going across from the bush to the skull. Please ignore the one going to Quoth, because that was me trying to select Quoth and not make another line.
Right, no problem. It happens to me all the time, that one.
Yeah.
I'm just needing to find...
Yeah, I'm going to remove some of these lines now without deleting anybody, so...
Or shall I move me out of the way so you can do that?
Just a quick once round for Quoth. There we go.
But yeah, that's the plan. So the other idea being, we were going to use the vine.
Yes, as a tripwire.
As a tripwire. However, if you've chopped it apart.
Oh, I didn't I? Yeah,
you did.
Yeah. Okay, well, I'm sure we can find something else to use in place.
So if we sneak up to this point effectively, and then make that move across there, that would only be a minor action to be in position.
Okay.
Yeah. If somebody's going to come out of the thing, do we need to take initiative at this point?
You will do very.
Hang on. Whoa! I need to cast Greater Beast Form again.
You do, yeah.
successfully.
Yes, indeed.
Successfully would be an idea, certainly. Yeah.
Oh, look at that with 5 stump points.
Thankfully.
Okay, so you can sort out what you're going to use the stunt points for as you start to warp back into your beast form for the... I already have done that one. There you go. Right. Sorry, I thought I'd missed something which I have not missed, so that's good news, isn't it? So you're going to make initiative rolls now. Then how do I do this without kind of tipping my hand a little bit? Sorry, go ahead.
Quick question. Quick question, Brian. This particular tree area to the north of where we're currently standing, and these bushes, shrubs, whatever.
Hold on, I'm going to have to pan out. I'm just in the process of doing something at the moment. Right, okay, I'm panning out now. This yes, that tree section there, yes.
And these bushes and these 3 over here.
Yes.
Oh my god.
What?
Right.
Yeah.
I've had a terrible, terrible thought.
Right, okay. One of you are going to have to finish a sentence, though. Because two of you have now got sentences that are hung.
That are hanging, yeah.
Yes.
Other people started talking, so I stopped.
Right. Sean, finish what you were saying first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.
Please do.
Can we see any hanging vines in these bushes, trees, etc., which is in this area?
Right, make a perception test for me, please.
Would be the thing. We can see anything, which is going to change our plan. And 19 with 5 stump points.
Looks clear.
Right, so we can't see anything.
You can't, no.
Right, okay.
Just going to big encourage his tiger a bit. There we go, that's better.
Right. You'll go.
Yes.
Would you allow such a thing as the use of the split spell stunt for the great beast form that I've just cast?
To turn somebody else into a beast as well, you mean?
Yes.
Ooh.
Can you normally cast beast form on somebody else or only on yourself?
Only on yourself.
That
What
case...
it says is, if the spell only affects one target, I am the target.
That's a good point.
Yes.
Can I make Quoth into a tiger, please?
If you're going to target Quoth, since he is your familiar, do you know what? I think I'm going to allow it.
Congratulations, you've just traumatized your familiar.
Technically, you shouldn't be able to use beast form on anybody but yourself, but because Quoth is your familiar, I think I'm not going to allow it. Yeah, go on. I think I'm going to allow it, but he's going to make a save and throw to avoid changing shape because he starts to panic a little bit when his shape starts to change.
All I can say is thank you, Brian's headache.
Okay, so do you want to make a save and throw for Quoth, see if he passes?
What would be the saving throw?
It would be his willpower, any focus against your spell power.
Oh god, he's actually got willpower 2 and self-discipline. My goodness.
Yes, so willpower, self-discipline against your spell power.
My spell power's 13.
Is it
He's
really?
rolled 12.
Right, okay, he's rolled 12. Am I really going to allow this? This is a question. That's going to make him a hell of a powerful...
The fact that I've now rolled it.
Yeah, go on. In for a penny, in for a pound.
To be fair, right, I don't think he would be quite as powerful, though, because he's confused as fuck because this has never happened to him before, and it wasn't him that decided to do it. So I feel like there should possibly be maybe some kind of power balance change, maybe?
Yes, I'm going to put him in at -2 on all his rolls, and he's going to get a save and throw each round in order to try and change back because he doesn't like it. He doesn't like this at all.
But then he hits the first thing and chomps on it and goes, "Yeah, I can eat lots of stuff."
Yes. Okay, so we're going to change that, and There we go. That's Quoth as a tiger. I can't believe I did that, but yeah, okay.
I was thinking one of us, but you know.
Yeah.
So
If he'd picked anyone else, I'd have said no because it says it can't be cast on anyone else. With Quoth being his familiar, I'm a little bit unsure. So
He's kind of an extension of me.
I am. Yeah, exactly. So I'm erring. Well, he is and he isn't because he was a normal animal before he became your familiar. He's more Beastmaster's familiar than a Mage's familiar as such. But I'm going to allow it. But he's probably going to turn back a lot sooner than you might.
Yeah.
So
might be reflexive.
It might be reflexive because he's not sure he likes this whole thing. He's going to be at -2 on all his rolls though because he's not familiar with being a mammal for a start. Okay, so if everyone would like to make their initiative rolls, please, and if I try and figure out how the hell I'm going to do this without tipping my hand.
Oh my god, are we going to get to see a tiger trying to fly?
You might very well, yes.
Tigerfly.
Okay, I need to reopen my master handout, don't I? And I'll just pop that off my. I'll just pop that off my screen. Over there you go.
Tamara didn't go in again.
Tamara didn't go in again. 1 second.
I don't know what's going on because she went in fine the first time, and then the last twice she's just not.
So add turn for Tamara. What did you roll for?
12.
12. Okay. And we will add time. Add turn for. Oh, it's not giving me enough space.
Tiger.
Add turn for Quoth the Tiger. What initiative did you get for Quoth the Tiger?
14. And 15 for myself.
And 15 for yourself. So I'll pan over to.
You can see that the tiger's there at +3, whereas the Quoth tiger is at only +1 because you said everything on -2.
Yeah. Okay. So
still not bad.
Oh yeah.
Turn and 15 for you. And I need to add the enemy. So
before I forget,
struggling to find it. Yeah.
I did actually get 5 stunt points, didn't I?
The spell, yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And split spell is only a 4-point stunt, in which case I will take also powerful casting to up my spell power by 1.
Right, okay, yeah.
Just in case he tries to resist it any further, he's now resisting against 14.
Okay, that's the way
I take it he won't suffer a -2 penalty on that roll.
No, not on the resistance roll. It's only on rolls that relate to him being a tiger because he's really not used to it and he's not overly keen on it either.
Yet.
Yet. Well, that's it. He might become keen
That's
on
not
it.
how consent works.
Don't think that's that kind of thing, though.
I feel bad now.
Sorry.
You've kind of forced the tiger into the crow into a tiger.
Yeah. Okay, so I just need to
tiger
add
raven.
just need to add the corrupted boar, initiative, and I also need to add the druid.
Are stunts always a conscious effort on the part of the person doing it?
No, they're not. So this might have not been your intent. This might be something that just kind of happened. You've cast a spell. Magic can be a bit of a funny thing. It's not a precise science.
Some chess set.
Yes.
That'll be funny.
Where the hell has he gone? Callum there. I'll just reopen him. It might have been that he closed when I had to re-thingy. So initiative on him, and that should have put Callum in. Yep. Okay, and now the bit where I've got a bit of a problem. How do I do this one?
Make a secret roll, note it down, don't show it to us.
I'll just forget if it doesn't appear in the thing. I wonder what happens if I whisper the initiative roll to myself. Let's find out. Never tried this before that I can remember. So
you might see it and we might not.
Well,
yes,
hang on.
that's what I'm kind of hoping for.
All it has to do is be in the initiative tracker. Why not make some other representative marker, like use one of the bushes or something like that? Give that an initiative, but that counts as whatever it is you're trying to hide.
Yeah, I could do that. Okay, so
We're about to be attacked by cabbages! Ah!
So, yeah, there's a bush has just appeared in the initiative thing. It's not a bush, obviously.
That's funny.
And I will roll some manual dice over here so that I know. So let me just see what it would... oh, God, it's actually quite slow. Also, what have I done with my bloody dice? Seem to have oh, there they are. My dice prison. I wonder what I put them in the dice prison for. Okay, so why did I just roll 6 dice? That'll be because I'm... oh, no, that's right. That's 11. 11. Okay, so 11 in there. I'm hoping these painkillers kick in soon because I am really struggling to concentrate. So I do apologise. This is going to be fun when a fight breaks out. No, we're going to give it a go. It would be a shame not to at this point. Also, I took the painkillers over 20 minutes ago, so they should have kicked in by now, and they haven't. Bugger. Right, okay. Right, so I will organise this by descending order, and Alderan to go first. What would you like to do?
Right, I'm going to move to this square here.
Yep. Okie-dokie.
And then shoot at whatever I can see, which is probably going to be this thing.
Right, you are. That's a dire wolf that you're shooting. So take a pot. Oh, it's not gone into there. Right, take a pot shot at it. I'll just work these bits out. That's 30, 12, and 3. I need to put in the...
What's its dex?
32.
2. Right, okay. Pinpoint attack.
Yep.
18.
18 is a hit.
And it takes whatever less its armour from that.
And it takes 16 minus its armor, that's 13 points. So you've badly wounded it already. Your first shot thumps into the side of the dire wolf, which yelps in pain and surprise as the arrow strikes. And it is one of the dire wolves to go next. Let me just see
the
which
one that was hit.
It is the one that was hit, yeah. So
did we actually manage to make a tripwire or not?
No, you didn't.
Right, get rid of that then.
So... its speed is...
I'm very quickly going to nip out. I should hopefully be back for my turn.
Right, you are. So its speed is 14. So it is going to use... let me just measure something. Yep, I can get it within attack range of you. So it is going to charge, but it's gone too far to gain a charge... thingy, so that's its minor action to reach you, and its major action will be to leap and attack. Dire wolf, attack, bite. Doesn't get to aim because it's already used its minor action. 13, does that hit?
No.
Okie dokie, so that wolf has charged you and failed to hit. The next wolf to go next, I think that's... currently it can only see you, so you'll be the next. I'm just going to double check. I'm pretty sure it can't see anyone else. It can't. Can't see anything there, actually. But yeah, it won't be able to see anything else. So let me just check the distance. And yeah,
it's a Wolof.
Yes, that one's going to make it all the way up there as well, so it will charge out. So what the rest of you see is these two huge dire wolves burst out of the nostrils of this massive skull and attack Alderan.
Had hair up its nose. That made it sneeze.
Yes. So, bite attack, and no, it doesn't get there.
Come on, you wolves.
17 with 3 points of studs.
Yes, that's a hit.
Okay, so he is going to knock you prone.
Uh-huh.
Let me just check. Does he get any bonuses for knock prone? No, he doesn't. So it would be whatever knock prone is normally. I'll just look that up because I can't
2
seem
points.
to remember. 2 points. Got 1 point left, so he'll skirmish you 2 meters as well. So let me just have a look. Oh dear. Right, that's off the cliff.
Eek.
Okay, make a dexterity acrobatics roll for me, please.
Dex roll.
Do I take it you hadn't been standing firm?
Can't stand firm and moved.
Yeah, he
Oh
moved.
God, right. Okay.
Yeah, that was the plan. Was we were supposed to move across and then we would go for the thing. So dexterity check. 15.
15, and versus the wolf's strength, it'll be. So just give me a second. So he'll still have skirmished you and knocked you prone, but if you beat him at this, you won't actually go over the edge. You'll kind of be teetering on the edge of it. 12. Yeah, there you go. So you are prone.
I also have a climbing focus as well.
Right, yeah. And he's knocked you to there, so you've kind of gone off the edge and then grabbed the side of it, so you're dangling over the edge. So one of your actions next round is going to have to be to get back in. You've managed to hold onto your bow, though. Just barely, but you have. And I haven't rolled the damage yet, so let's roll the dire wolf's bite damage. 6 points of damage. So he comes out, grabs you, shakes you, throws you. You go tumbling head over heels off the edge. Everybody else is like, oh shit, Alderon's just fallen down the cliff. And then they just see like one gloved hand hanging onto the side of the cliff, so you haven't actually gone over yet. And it is... Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, on the fickle nature of fates, the wolf manages to scratch me. At that point.
Yeah, the wolf manages to scratch it. Sorry, Marie was just giving me chocolates. Excellent. So, Courage to go next.
Question.
Yeah.
Can tigers talk to each other?
Nope.
No? Okay, right.
Only about frosted flakes, but nothing else.
You're great.
Okay. Charging.
Okay, off you go.
That is less than my full movement, so...
But it's over half, so you charge, but you don't get the +1 bonus.
Oh, right. Okay.
I thought he was just going to grab it by the tail and swing it around and throw it off the cliff.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to hit first.
That could happen.
It could happen.
Let's see.
Bam,
So, I'm making my first claw attack without a +1.
19, that's a hit, and you have 5 stun points.
Marvellous. And my second claw attack.
No, actually, that's 3 stun points.
Yes.
Yeah, sorry, yes, it is the 3 stun
It's,
points. Yes,
it's,
quite
yeah,
right. Quite right.
3 on the stunt die. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Then that's a second hit.
Right you are. So you rush in and whap with your 2 paws. Roll the damage and decide what you're going to do with your 3 stun points.
Okay, so the damage for the claw attack is 1d6 plus 5. Oh, what's that attack type where you get like one extra to the damage instead?
1 extra to the damage.
Yeah, like it's a +1 on damage. Charges +1 onto hit. Then there's something else where you get +1 on damage.
But that sacrifices defense, does it not? Is
It
that
does. Yeah, it's an all-out attack.
Yeah. All-out attack. That was the one. Right. Well, I didn't declare that anyway, so it was just a question in my head. Right. So
for 3 points, you get a lightning attack, don't you? For 2.
For 2, because it's a reduced cost, yes, and I could also skirmish him.
There you go.
I'm really
don't
learning
worry.
to hate tigers.
Don't worry. I'm right there with you. Right, okay, so this is the damage for the first claw attack. 1d6 plus 5. Damage for the second claw attack.
Okay, so that's a 9 and a 5. So that's
16 damage in total.
Yeah, but it's 2 separate attacks, so I need to apply the armor twice. So that's 6 comes off,
right.
so that's 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
Separate heads.
Are
you going to bite him?
Yeah, so I need to make my lightning attack for a bite.
Yep.
Which is a plus 5 attack.
That's a hit, and with no, you don't get to use stunt points on it because it was generated via stunt points.
It's a lightning attack in and of itself, isn't it? Yeah,
yes, that's right. So you've run in, you've whacked the wolf across the hindquarters with one paw, then the hindquarters with the other paw. As it's sagged a bit, you've then gone in to bite it. Roll the damage.
That's 2d6 plus 4.
Right, okay.
That's 13 in total.
13 in total, so that's 10 gets through again. So that's 20 points of damage you've done to this wolf past its armor in one attack round. So the wolf's in an extremely bad way. Yep.
Good. And so that was from the original stunt, 2 was spent on a lightning attack and another 1 to skirmish it off the cliff.
Right, well, you can attempt to skirmish it off the cliff, so that's 1, 2. Actually, more of the model would be on the cliff than off. So the chances are it won't go over, but I'll give it a quick roll just to see. Let me see now. 9. Yeah, it's okay. It's just barely okay. So a bit like Alderan, who's gone over but held on. Its back paws are like, well, its front paws, I suppose, are scrabbling over the side of the cliff as well. But it's managing to hold. So it is there and kind of teetering a bit.
May want to give it a kick there on your way up.
Right, I just need to figure out who this is for. That's going to be... it's the boar. Right. Okay, so it is the... is that the boar? Yeah, corrupted boar. Its movement is 15. It's faster. Interesting. So it's probably going to attack this tiger, I think, if it can reach it. Let's just find out if it can. 15 will get it to there, so it can't. So it will use its... Oh, actually, yes, it can. So if it uses its minor movement to move, and then its major movement to charge, then it can. And why won't it pick up? That's why it won't pick up. So, but then it'll be out of action. So it charges up and attempts to gore you. So that's a ball goal. I'll use aim, but that's actually a charge. 18. Is that a hit?
It actually is.
And that's 11 points of gore damage as this thing comes thundering up through the skull, out the nose, and rips into your side with its big, sharp, pointy teeth.
Okay, so that's 9 that gets through.
Yeah. Okay, and I don't appear to have the stats for the boar in its little thingy either, so it's 35, right. 12, and 4 I need to put in.
My health as a tiger was 50, which I haven't adjusted.
Right.
I've just taken 9 damage.
4, yeah.
So it will look like my health is going up, but it's actually gone down.
Right, okay, yeah. Okay, so that's the boar's out of action, so it's Quoth the tiger.
Charging the boar.
Right, you are. This is just a massive animal fight at the moment, isn't it? Yes. It's like paws and fur everywhere. You can't control Quoth. Let me...
Yeah, he's out of control.
Yeah, well, he was always a bit like that, to be fair.
He was.
Controlled by Patrick.
He's lost control again.
There you go. Should have it now.
He's now got a bacon incentive.
So, just to see...
Well, it is on fire, and it's a pig.
Right, so that's 10 metres, that's over half my movement, therefore can't charge, yeah?
That's correct, yeah.
Okay.
No?
Oh, I can do what Bryan just did and use minor movement. Is that right?
Yes, sorry, you can use a minor movement to get closer, and then
Yes.
your major action can be a charge.
Mm.
So by the time your minor movements moved you, then you will be within distance
Charge range.
to charge
So
range.
I could have done that originally with Courage as well then.
You could.
Yeah, probably.
Ah, right. We'll know for next time.
We'll know for next
Okay,
time.
so charge.
Yeah, in you go then.
Mm-hmm. Right. So this is 3d6 plus 5 normally.
Yep. So plus
Which
6.
would be plus 6 for charging, but then minus 2 because he's an unwilling tiger.
That's right. So that's that's plus 4 in total.
So hang on, no, claw attack would be plus 6, plus 7 for charging, down 2
Just
to
5.
5
Yeah.
for being a reluctant tiger.
Yeah.
Come on,
Attack 1,
creature.
That is a hit on the bow.
attack 2.
That is also a hit on the bow, I think. Yes. It is.
But there's no stunts in there.
No, there's not.
Right, okay. Rolling damage for those claw attacks.
Yep.
Which are 1d6 plus 5 normally, minus 2 down to 3.
Yep.
And
Well,
for the
would
first
that-
one.
Would
Sorry?
Yes.
damage be reduced?
Yes, it is. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so bear in mind it's got completely different musculature because it's gone from bird to mammal, and it's quite and it didn't expect it. It's extremely confused, so he's not really got the
Mhm.
He's not
precise
putting the power
control of
into
his
it. Yeah,
strength that
yeah,
he
yeah.
would. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
Perfectly
first blow has hit the bow and done nothing at all to it. The second blow has hit the bow and gets 4 points past its hide. So it's gouged the bow on one side. There's a bit of blood coming out, oddly greenish tinted, slightly vaporous blood comes out as you thwack that bow up the side of the.
It's more than a raven could have done.
It's a lot more than a raven could have done. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so that's Quoth has gone. It is Tamara to go.
I remember what a pain in the arse those balls have been previously.
Yeah.
So I'm actually gonna go around and probably put myself in attack range for something else, but I'm gonna get the ball from behind,
Okay.
which
Charge from
means
where you
which presumably means it's outnumbered as well.
It does. So the boar is now fighting 3 people, well, 3 creatures. So you get
Yep.
+2 to hit. You charge,
Yep.
which is +3. You're attacking from behind, so that's a total of +4 to hit.
Right.
On top
Okay.
of what you normally do.
Okay. +4, obviously.
+4 on top of that. That's a hit then.
Yeah.
three
and
stun
positive
points.
stun.
With 3 stun points.
Lovely.
What to use?
You could lightning attack it for another attack.
Is that exactly 3? Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah, I will do that.
Okay. So make the damage for the first attack first, and then we'll sort out the.
Yep. Yes, I think it's a good idea to get rid of the boars first.
Okay, so that's 6 damage.
Yep.
That must be a
Rubbish.
minimum roll she's done then. Yeah.
That's the
Yeah.
second time I've done that.
Yeah, yes, it is. It is. So that's only 2 gets through its thick hide. Make your lightning attack.
Come on.
If only you roll that the first time.
Yeah, that's a definite hit. Unfortunately, you don't get the 6 stun points because this attack was generated by stunts. But it's a hit.
Yeah.
So go ahead and roll the damage.
Oh, really?
Yeah, sad, isn't it? So 4 points get through. So Tamara runs in, slices the boar down one flank and then across the other. Injured it, but not as badly as she'd hoped, having vastly underestimated how tough boars' hides are, or at least how tough these boars' hides are. Okay.
It's no silk purse.
Yes.
I think tiger confusion is probably putting her off a little bit as well.
Possibly, yes. So, if
She
you
thinks she's
would
seeing double.
like to gaze south somewhat, you'll find out what it was I was hiding from you earlier.
No, it's an angry tree.
Oh, yeah! No!
It comes thundering forward, so that tree just erupts into life and steps. Well, it doesn't step, it charges in. Thunk, 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 thunk. It was going to go for one of the tigers, but now that Tamara's in its way...
That it can't see.
Tamara's still wearing the helmet.
That's right. It can't see her, so it will definitely go for one of the tigers then, yeah.
But is it going to trip over Tamara in the process?
It might stand on her, which she really doesn't want to have it do. I would imagine. So, Tree Guardian, let me just have a look. And
Would you believe
it? It is going to attempt to tendrilize one of the tigers, whichever one's closest, which I think is Quoth. So, thump. 15 to hit.
Does it have to beat my defense or equal it?
Equal or beat. Yeah.
Right. Oh, and I'm at -2 for defense as well, aren't I? So that would only be 13.
Not for defense, you wouldn't be. I don't
think.
See. No.
Right.
Because you're not rolling that, so it's.
Defense is 15.
15. Okay, so it's hit just barely, but it has hit. As it swings in, it almost clocked Tamara across the back of the head because it didn't know she was there. She ducks just in time for it to whack the tendrils into Quoth instead. So let me have a look. 9 points of damage. And up next we have, I believe that is the druid. It's not actually.
It's on the tree.
It's the tree, right? Yeah. So that was what. Did I put a tree in? Oh no, I must have already. Okay. Now it's the druid, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's the druid. Grand. Okay, so let me just take a look at the druid's horrible, nasty spells. So we've already cast one of those, and they're excruciatingly expensive. So I might not want to use that again just now.
Right. As a druid myself,
yes.
Do I know that he's cast Awakened Tree?
He has cast a version of Awakened Tree, yes.
Right.
Absolutely has.
In which case, next time I get 5 points of stunts,
yeah.
Would Disrupt Magic possibly do away with that?
It might.
But you're not casting a spell.
If I cast a spell.
Yeah, but you can't do that in Tiger form.
No, I can't.
It's a possibility. So I think I've spotted the spell he's going to attempt to cast next. Just give me a second. I'll spring up from the ground to grab and entangle targets. Yes, okay. Just need to check the distance. And yeah, that looks nice to me. I mean, it looks nasty to me, but it looks like the sort of thing he might do. So he is going to attempt another spell, so that's going to cost him 8 magic points. And let me just get back to his character sheet here. Got so many spells on this list, it's finding them. Divination, Abyssal, look on a spell blast. Oh, they're powers. Okay. I'll pan down a bit further then. Ensnaring Roots, here we go. Let's try an Ensnaring Roots. And he has passed, yes he has. He's passed it with 2 stunt points. He's going to use those stunt points to reduce the cost of the casting. So instead of losing 8, he is going to lose 6 more magic points because he's hammering through them already. -6 on there. And what happens next is I'm going to use one of these trees for ease. Copy and paste. So the target is going to be here. Hold on, I'll pop it over here to get it the right size so I'm not. And 4, that's right. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that's right. Move it to the back. Put it over here. So what happens is the stone beneath the ground cracks open and vines start shooting out up across the tigers, wrapping round Tamara. you find yourselves entangled amongst these vines. I'll just read out what effects that's going to have on you. So, wizard, magic, ensnaring roots. Tough gnarled roots spring up from the ground and grab you. They entangle everybody within that area.
Are the wolves included?
I was going to say, is the ball included?
Wait a minute. 20 yards of you that you designate, so it will ignore people. Actually, it can't target Tamara because he can't see her. So he has to designate who the roots attack. So it's only the 2 tigers at the moment. Those affected must take a dexterity acrobatics test against your spell power. Failure means that the target is trapped and rooted to the spot for the duration of the encounter. Though they can fire ranged weapons, cast spells, and take other actions that do not involve moving. Trapped targets can make a strength and might check against your spell power as a major action to tear their way free on the ensnaring roots. Anyone moving through the area. So it's very similar to that the tentacle spell, the shadow tentacle spell, except without constantly draining you of magic. The area has a -5 penalty for speed for anybody who tries to go through it, and anybody who tries to go through it may become targeted by it. So, could I have your first set of saving throws, dexterity, acrobatics against his spell power of 17, please?
Okay. So,
rolling dex.
Yeah, I'm good acrobatics.
Okay. So that's 1 tiger is rooted to the spot. That's 2 tigers rooted to the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm just going to find a...
So, hang on. Has he actually caught a tiger by the toe?
Yes, he has. Yeah.
Okay. For our next action, both of us were going to squeal.
Right, you are. Okay. I will add that there. Okay, I should warn you, perhaps, Patrick, that that's the British version of that. The American one
Jesus.
is very different and quite racist.
Yes, I just as you said that, I realised.
Yeah, it's because that's not the way it was used here. It was tigers. So it doesn't occur to us.
The other version was used here as well. My grandma keeps
really?
occasionally bringing it up.
Okay, I didn't know
Very
that
long
because
time ago, though.
I hadn't heard it used that way until the first time I heard it on an American television program back in the 70s. Okay, so that's both tigers have been caught by the tangly, viney things. It is... Did I take the major's points off? Yes, I did. So it's Nicholas Marty to go. What would you like to do?
I don't know which one to target. So I was going to go for the biggest threat, but the biggest threat is a tree, and I don't want to water a tree. I'm probably going to still try and get the ball. Can I still manage to weave
Yeah, you can.
Right,
yeah.
sweet. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is, given the success of it last time, I'm going to try and bring up a water whip.
Okay, go for it. Let's see how that...
How long does a water whip last?
Rest of the encounter.
Yeah.
I failed.
I did fail, yes. Take the points off anyway. You attempt to summon a water whip, but the sheer terror of seeing these tendrils zipping up through the rock and splitting the rock apart, and then the huge tree animating and attacking, it's just got Marty trembling enough that you just stutter some of the spell words and the spell fails. That was your major action.
SD.
Oh dear me. That was your major action. What's your minor one?
No, it wasn't. What, casting water whip is a minor.
It's a minor.
Oh yes, you're right, it is.
I'm going to try again, because then at least I'd have it on the next round.
Okay, yes, there's no problem with that. Go ahead. And that looks like a success this time on the second attempt.
Yeah.
Gathering your faculties together a bit more, you try again, and boom, The water whip just emerges from the middle of your hand. You grip it. It's ready to attack with next round. Speaking of next round, now is the next round, and it is Alderan to go.
So, what to get me back on top of the cliff?
It would be a dexterity climb or a dexterity acrobatics roll. And your target number would be... Let me just check that.
Is this a minor or a major action?
This will be a minor action, and it's a 9, your target number.
Can you kick the wolf while you're doing that?
So, a climbing check or a dexterity check?
Yes, a strength climbing check or a dexterity acrobatics check will get you back on the...
I'll go for dexterity.
Okay, go for it. 18, yep, that's you easily back on top of the thing, and because you got 1 stunt point as well, I'm going to take that prone off. I mean, technically that was a movement, so I suppose that would only take half the movement to stand back up. So yeah, that's you back on top of the thing, in no danger right now of falling over, and that was a minor action. You still have your major action. What would you like to do?
This wolf here.
Yep.
No, actually, that wolf there, I'm going to shoot it.
Bit of a problem with that. Not currently got an arrow knocked.
Free action, reload.
All right, in that case, no problem at all. Go for it. Because
that's the horrible thing about being.
Because it's your talent, isn't it? Yeah, your specialization, rather.
No, that's not the specialization. That's the talent.
Right, that's the talent from the specialization.
Archery.
Yeah.
Okay,
go for it. Oh God.
Skirmish.
Oh no!
I don't think it's going to survive, if I'm entirely honest, because it gets +1 damage for being at point blank range, an extra dice of damage for thingy.
So this is the damage from this shot against that target.
Yeah. Because this one's very badly injured to begin. Yeah, that's... Actually, no, it survived. Just barely. Shoot it right in the neck. It's howling in agony. It's in an extremely delicate position. But it has just barely survived because of those bony plates.
Yeah, so pierce armor for 1 stunt point.
We'll kill it.
Right.
Okay.
You see, the thing is, you don't ever want me to roll like that at level 6.
Yeah. What are you currently? 5?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I get to level 6, I would then be able to do another 5 attacks against 5 individual targets.
Oh dear me.
Jeez.
From that stunt. However, I still have 5 stunt points left.
You do? Yeah.
Which is going to be the second wolf.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
For a lightning attack.
Yep, go for it.
Because I get a free reload
free
for 3.
Reload, yep.
Yeah. With a mighty blow added to it.
Okay, go for it.
Which is still going to be, it's effectively the same as doing a pinpoint attack on him.
Yeah.
Which is a 20.
That's a hit as well.
And it's this +1.
It's 15. 5 left. So it's very badly injured. You've shot it in the sort of the neck, just above the head. It's howling in pain. It's extremely badly injured. But it is still in the fight. And it is the wolf that you didn't kill to go next. So, dire wolfie. And do an attack. Yes.
So who's it gonna fight?
Hit. It'll attack you because you just shot it. That's 16 to hit.
Yep, that's a hit.
Okie dokie. So let me do the bite damage for Wolfie. 8 points of damage.
Okay.
And next up would have been the other wolf, but it's a bit on the dead side, so it doesn't get to act. Courage, you to go. Now, you can't move out of that area unless you can break free, but you can attack anything that is adjacent to you. So that does give you the surviving wolf or the bloody great tree.
Or the boar.
Is the boar
Or the boar. No, it's not dead. I just couldn't see it for the
everything.
bars for.
You could see the ball for the woods. I mean, tree for the wood. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got the hit point bars and everything from Tamara. I think that is. Was right over the top of it, so I just couldn't see it. But yes, you can attack the boar if you'd like to.
I don't see any point in trying to escape yet when there's viable targets around us.
Yeah, there's 3
so,
of them.
Yeah. I think Alderon's probably got the wolf all right, so the boar is more of a threat. It's one of those that almost killed us that time.
It is.
Yeah.
Let's focus that down.
Okay, go for it.
This little piggy went off the cliff.
Right.
They are very tough, these boars, it has to be said.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly worth concentrating your attacks
So
on.
Do I take it I'm better off with higher damage attacks?
Yes. Yes. Because they've got quite a tough hide. They've got 4 points of armoured hide.
Right, so Sean, am I better off going with 2 claw attacks and hoping to stun off each of those to then get bites, or just going with a single bite?
So you've got 2 possibilities.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've doubled your odds of getting the stun.
Yeah, but I think his point is the bite stands a much better chance of going through anyway. So he could make a bite as an attack. Or
soon as the boar has toughness, a hide of 5, from what we know, you're going to do damage to it no matter what you do.
Right. Okay.
That's true, because you get +5 damage, don't you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So you're definitely going to do some damage as long as you hit it.
You do at least 2 points of damage, no matter what happens.
Well,
versus you could miss
not,
a point.
No matter what happens,
you
because
hit,
you might miss. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay then, so I'm going to go with 2 claw attacks and just hope for stunts.
Okay, go for it. That's a hit. There's no stunts, but it is a hit.
Second one.
That I think is a hit. Let me just double check for you.
It's got 3 opponents.
Yes, it's definitely a hit.
Okay, with 4 points of stunts.
Just
Lovely.
Okay, so ball, but yes, it's still a
hit. I'll take 2 for a lightning attack.
Yep.
Which is a bite. That's on a +5. Has the bite hit?
No, it hasn't.
That's unfortunate. Okay. Other 2 points of stunts. I think probably going for armor piercing might be an idea.
Okay. Yeah, go for it.
Armor piercing is 2, is that right?
2. It is.
2 normal.
Okay. Now, does that apply to only one attack?
Only one of these. Yes, that's right.
Only one of these attacks.
Yes,
right.
that's
okay.
Right.
And it would be off the one that generated it, surely.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. Okay. So that means the first damage that I roll for that first attack is armor piercing.
Yeah.
Okay. So 1d6 + 5.
That's right.
9. No
9, and that's armor piercing.
Mm-hmm.
So.
You seem to have rolled a lot of 9s this week.
We do rather, don't we? Yeah. So that's only 2 instead of 4 comes off. That's 7 through. Oh God, right, okay. -7. So the ball's starting to look worse for wear.
Mm-hmm.
It's gone 20, 36. It's not quite halfway down its hit points yet, but it's close enough. And if
rolling damage for the other one.
Yeah.
This is with your armor.
Yeah. 7. So that's 3 gets past. It's now under half. So you've smacked the boar across the side with one paw. As it's squealed and tried to gouge you, you've hit it across the head. It's in a bad way. It's got a deep gouge round its front shoulder and a slightly shallower one down its head where you've hit it. So it's in quite a bad way, and it is the boar to go next. So, not standing for that, it's going to attempt to gore you.
Mm-hmm.
14.
No, my defense is 15.
Your defense is 15. Okay, then it has missed.
Unless being entangled reduces defense?
Give me a second to check that, because I suspect it probably does. Just see, ensnaring roots. So spot for the duration of the encounter. They can fire blah blah blah. Trapped targets can make a strength might check against your spell power as a major action to tear free of the intrusion. Anyone moving through the area affected by the spell has -5 penalty to speed. No.
Okay.
Nothing about a penalty to. I'll just read the expanded. Nope. Ends at exactly the same point. Right. Okay. So.
Okay.
Yeah, you've managed to avoid being gouged by the boar. Quoth the tiger to go.
Okay.
He's got a pig in front of him.
Claw.
Yep.
Oh yes. Claw attacks.
Okie dokie, go for it.
Goes claw, claw.
So these would be on a 6 -2 down to a 4. First attack.
13 is a hit, and that's 3
with
points
3
of
points of
stuns.
stuns. Yeah. Second attack.
18's very definitely a hit.
Okay. Then that's a lightning attack for 2.
Okay.
And I think the other thing you can do in combat is skirmish or stay aware.
Yes.
I'll try a stay aware. Oh, I also need a resistance roll from from Quoth if that's what's happening. Resisting being a tiger.
Oh, sorry. Yes, you do. Yeah, you do.
Do you want me to do that before he attacks?
Make the attack first, and then
Okay.
if he resists, he comes out of being a tiger at the end of the round.
Okay.
Tell you what, headaches seem to make me far too generous. I don't know what's going on.
You don't want to apply the thought process.
Probably,
Right.
yeah.
So I had 3 points of stuns. Right, lightning attack next. So that's a bite. Would be a +5 down to 3.
Yeah.
Bite attack.
Missed.
That's a fail.
That's no hit.
Right. Okay.
So he claws it across one side, he claws it across the other, he attempts to bite but misses. Make the damage rolls for the
He's
two.
thinking, this is not a beak, I can't peck this.
Yeah.
Right. So damage for a claw 1d6 +5 down 2. First lot of damage doesn't get through the
Doesn't
armor.
get through the armor. No,
Second lot of damage
does.
2 through.
2 through. So that's -2. So the first claw just pulls a lot of boar hair out. You can make a brush out of that later. The second one whacks it across the other side of the head and gouges into the side. Not as deep as you'd hope, but enough to draw blood. So Quoth's sort of reasonably happy with that, as far as he can be happy about being a mammal.
And the resistance roll of
You're trying to beat your spell power using his willpower plus whatever willpower focus he has.
right now my spell power I upped by 1 for the purposes
You
of
did.
this spell. So
Yes, that's right.
is it for the purpose of this spell or my base spell power?
No, you can get the plus. He'll get the +1 against it. Yeah. So
Okay.
against him, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
If Mog had been here, she absolutely would have made a brush from the bristles.
Yes,
We can hang on to them for her.
And we've got a couple of wolf pelts.
they're extremely good as hairbrushes.
Right. So
I
this
use
But
a
you get
this is
synthetic.
the
versus,
first
versus 14. Self-discipline.
And that's a fail, so he's still a tiger.
He remains a tiger.
I think he's
Okay.
enjoying this.
And, yeah, I think he is. Tamara to go.
Right. So I'm not tangled in the vines.
No, because the person that cast it doesn't know you're there and would have to designate you as a target.
Yeah. The boar is still alive?
The boar is
Yes.
still alive, yes. They are very
Right.
difficult to kill.
Okay. Gonna attack the boar first, not using the aim action because I intend to move afterwards.
That is a hit.
Excellent. Oh, for goodness
1
sake.
point of damage, so she's kind of just grazed the boar with her sword. She's kind of slashed it across the hindquarters. It barely noticed.
Knowing full well that there's a massive tree right behind her, she's going to retreat over here.
Okay, yeah. You withdraw out of the attack range of the tree and the vines. There is a penalty for moving through the vines. Let me just reread that.
That was -5 to your actual movement.
-5 to your speed. Yep. I think there might be a test you need to make.
That's not going to do anything at that point.
Yep, it's okay. You don't need to make a test to move because you weren't a designated target. Okay. So it is the tree man to go next. So it's going to attempt to belt the tiger again. So Tree Guardian doing a bit of thump on the Quoth.
Stumpy McTree.
21 and 5 points of stunts. Okay, so with the 5 points of stunts, he's done a tendril grab. So not only does he grab the tiger with one of the tendril, or well, one of its kind of limbs, it's crushing him as well and has a tight hold of him. It's dragging him towards his mouth. Now, is bite a separate attack that it makes next round because you're thingied, or is it a bite attack? Right, yes. He's got enough to make a bite attack this round against Quoth as well. So I'll do the damage for the tendril grab first. That's 8 points of damage.
Right.
Now it'll attempt to bite Quoth in two. 19, so it's bit him for 16 more points of damage.
Right, so the grand total there, please.
The grand total would be 24.
So you lose 2 lots of armour off that.
Yes, reduce it by its armour twice. So what's Quoth's armour rating as a tiger?
Well, as now that the armor rating is 2, are you saying that's -2 down to 0?
No, not for armor rating. No, because
Right.
you don't roll the armor rating. So
it's a passive stat.
yes.
Okay.
So
in which case I take 20.
you take 20 damage instead. That's right, instead of 24.
Right.
Ouch.
Okay. So down to 30 health then.
Yeah.
Just a quick question: would the tree have needed a strength check to pull him out of the vines?
Not really, because he's not pulled him entirely out because he's adjacent. So he's picked him up. The vines are kind of straining, so the vines have still got a hold of him. The tree's also got a hold of him, and the tree's leant down and bit him in the shoulders. It was trying to bite his head off, but it couldn't get his mouth open wide enough. So it's taking a bite in the side. Quoth's not happy about this, as you can imagine. It is the druid to go next.
He normally shits on trees.
Yeah, the tree's getting its own back now. So Callum, what is he going to try? The ensnaring vine was very successful. So he is going to try... what's this one do? Oh no, that's not something he wants to do right now. Regrowth he doesn't really want to do either. So I think we'll animate another tree. Let me have a look. Roll all the way back up here. So a modified version of Awakened Tree. It's going to cost him 15 magic points. Am I sure I want to do this? Yes, actually. Might as well. If we can get the enemy down quickly, we won't have to worry about...
Makes the roll.
That's if he makes the roll. The target number's quite high. But he is quite good at this. So let's have a look. So 15's coming off his magic points, whatever happens. And... there it is. Awakened Tree. And total 15, target number 15. Close. So... he turns to and points at one of the other trees. He begins to chant. I'll just take the magic points off before I forget. -15. Didn't get any stuns, so he can't reduce it. And another of these trees... I'll just copy that one. Another of these trees suddenly bursts into action.
You can have more than one of those spells active at a time.
I don't know of any reason why you can't, certainly.
Wow.
So, certainly as a Valley Master, he'd be able to. I think anybody can if they can afford it. It's just a massively powerful spell. So, that tree sort of wakens up as well and starts to warp and stride forwards into the attack. I'll need to add it to the initiative round. So, if I just bring open a Guardian, let me add its initiative roll. Oops, a daisy. That should have gone straight in there. It did. And it looks like it's gone in at 8. Yes, it is. So it's actually in the right place. I don't need to juggle anything, I don't think. No, it's not quite. It would go before Nicholas Marty, wouldn't it? So I'll just bang it up here. Okay, so it's actually this awakened tree to go next then. Quite surprised at the whole being awakened. It will move forward. Thunk, thunk, thunk. Crashing forwards towards you. It can not quite get an attack in this round unless the other tree's going to have to sort of struggle over a little bit next round. Oh, wait a minute, it can because if it's not base to base, is it? It's 2 meters out. It's 3 meters out. Right, okay. So yes, it can. It will make a tendril attack against Curge. So let me have a look. Tree Guardian, tendril attack against Curge. That's a miss. I think that's a miss. 12?
Yeah, my defense is 15.
Yeah, it's a miss. It's quite a dreadful miss, actually. Curge doesn't even feel the draft off that one. So it is Nicholas Marty to go next.
I am still gonna go for that. Yeah, yeah. Actually, that's a good idea because that's sort of swerving the outside. I was torn between that and the boar.
Mm-hmm.
The boar seems to have 2 tigers going after it, so I'll go after the wolf.
Okay.
Yeah.
The problem you've got though is you're gonna have to move over to where the wolf is to hit it.
Yeah,
Do I? Can I not go over the top?
Depends on what the attack range is for the.
Actually, I think it's only 3 yards. It's a good point.
23 squares.
Yeah. So you would have to be standing in the vines to hit it.
No. Okay. Right. If I move forward here, 1, 2, 3, and kind of hit the ball. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can hit the ball from there, definitely.
Yeah, I'll go for the ball then.
Okay, go for it.
Because I'd really prefer not to wander into the vines.
Yeah, probably best not.
Because for all I'm not its intended purpose, it wouldn't surprise me if he did then, add me to it or something.
Yeah, you will do if you step into it.
Yeah, exactly.
He can
But he
change
can't see you where you currently are.
No, he can't see at the moment, but if you wandered into it and he could see you, I would have to check his vision, but if he can see you or he will add you, he can add and subtract people from it as time goes on.
Is that a hit?
10 against the boar is a miss, I'm afraid. So the whip cracks in the air, splashes the ball with a bit of water, cools it down quite nicely. And it is the next round, so we're in combat round 3. It is Alderan to go again.
Alderan moves to... No, he doesn't. Yes, he does. He moves to there.
Yep.
Actually, I'm going to move to there.
Yeah.
Across that way, away from the cliff top.
Yeah,
and I'm going to shoot at the wolf.
Shoot at the wolf? Right you are. Go for it.
This point.
It's in a very bad way. You thunk an arrow right into its hind quarter. Well, more sort of middle, really, just below the bottom rib or the last rib. That's a fatal hit. So the shot penetrates into the wolf and it just topples over dead. Boomf. That was both of your actions. So the wolf can't go because it's dead, and that's the way being dead works. So it's courage to go.
How badly off does this boar seem?
Let me have a look. Fairly badly off, but it's probably got another round or two in it yet.
Right. Okay.
Or has it?
Let's focus it down.
It won't have if both the tigers hit it. In fact, it might not have if one of the tigers hit it if it gets it twice.
Okay. There are no other forms of attack than sort of charge and all out. That there's.
Well, there's a standard attack, there's a charge, there's an all-out attack, and I think that's about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you've got all-out charge, melee attack.
Yeah.
Run.
Yeah.
Okay. First claw attack.
Mm-hmm. That's a hit.
Technically, you can aim.
Yes, you can, because you're not
Oh,
moving
that's
around.
Yeah. Okay, then yeah, I'll aim these as well then.
Okay, no problem. That's a hit anyway. And that's also a hit anyway. So 2 solid hits. Hello, Louise. 2 solid hits, no stunts.
No
for a
stunts.
change.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
Might not
Right.
need it. We'll just see.
Okay, and 1d6 plus 5. Yeah. Okay, first damage.
First
Down.
damage is 6, so that's only 2 gets through.
Second damage.
Is 9, so that's 5 gets through. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the 2 attacks. The first one just clips it round the foreleg. The second one, you bring the paw down on its head, boof, so hard that you can actually hear its bottom jaw crack against the stone underneath. You can almost see the little birds twittering around its head, but it is still alive. Okay.
Little flying pigs.
Yeah, little flying pigs, I suppose, yes. And that was Courage done, so it is now the boar. So the boar's going to attempt to...
Sorry, is trying to free yourself a major or minor action?
2 seconds while I check. I think it was a major action, but I'll double check that in case I'm
it's a
wrong.
major action.
It is a major action.
Right. I mean, I'd also aim, so I couldn't do it this turn anyway, but just to be sure.
Good point, yeah. Okay, so... Where's it gone? There is. Boar is going to attempt to go Courage. Excuse me. 15. I think that's a hit.
It equals my defense, yes.
Yeah, that's a hit. Okay, so it goes the side of the tiger for 10 points of damage.
Which one?
It's Courage.
Right, okay.
I take it you meant which tiger and not which side.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
So that's...
Because it would be left.
We're not playing RuneQuest.
Yes, true. Okay, so that would be Quoth to go next.
Okay. And he attacks and then takes the resistance.
It
Is that
does,
right?
yes.
Okay.
Interestingly, if he succeeds in turning back, he will have broken loose of the tree man attack as well.
Oh, right. He's currently grappled.
He's currently grappled, yeah. Right.
So he can't really attack the boar, but he can attack the tree?
You can, because you can claw it with your back paws.
Right.
Tigers are good 2 meters long, so yeah.
Okay then. So going to attack the boar. First claw attack.
Okay, so
On a -2.
Quoth, having seen cats before, is buddy kicking the boar. Its first paw misses. Second paw misses.
I was going to say if I aim these, but even with an aim, it wouldn't have mattered.
Even with an aim, I'm afraid it would have missed. You'd have needed a 12.
Yeah.
Okay, so struggling a bit there, but it is Tamara to go next. Oh, sorry, make the roll to see if Quoth changes back into birdie form.
He's probably had enough at this point.
Yeah. And what's your spell power? I think he might have failed again.
I think it's base 13, and I had a +1. So does it have to beat or equal?
Equal. So he's actually he can turn. Yes, he's turned back. Just give me a second.
Right,
I'll go
okay.
find. I'll have to find a raven again now. When was the last time
now
you used
raven.
them in the steep hill map? So if I copy that over and come back to the map we're currently on, which is this one, then pan that over.
The tree man is so shocked by this.
That it lets go. Yeah, absolutely.
It has a crisis of faith.
Okay, so there's Quoth. Essentially, the tree man's got a tight grip on a massive Bengal tiger. When that massive Bengal tiger becomes an average-sized crow, or raven rather, is no longer got a hold of it because it's much smaller. So Quoth just zips out of the grip. It's still got... Oh, actually, there's a point. Would the... because the vines are also gripping something much larger, make a second roll to see if you slip out of the vines grip. So that's dexterity, acrobatics for Quoth.
Okay.
Would he get any bonus for size reduction?
Yeah, I'm going to give him +2.
Right, so I haven't got acrobatics, but I can fly.
Right, yes, so treat it as if you had acrobatics, and so get +2 for that and all.
Okay, so plus...
That's 6, 10,
2 on
12,
Oh,
13,
something like
14,
that.
17. That's a pass. So Quoth is no longer
Okay.
caught by either the tree man or the vines.
You
Lovely.
need to put a 2 back on flying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying your flying
Yes,
focus hasn't registered, so
I'm taking a look at what the issue is and attempting to fix it. Yeah.
Yeah,
and your
just...
self-discipline didn't
just-
work either.
Oh, did it not?
Yeah,
Nice.
both of them are missing the focus.
Yeah, both of them
Right.
missing the focus.
I've just overwritten those. I'll
Yeah,
give them a
that
quick-
usually fixes the problem.
Give them a
doesn't
quick
it?
try. That's
Yeah.
looking better.
That's it.
And so is that.
That's all
There
that.
we go.
Yeah, brilliant, brilliant. Okay, tomorrow to go.
I'm trying to decide whether or not it would be better to put up an arrow and finish that hog off
Could
and
be.
stay out of the way of the trees. Thoughts, everybody?
Yes.
Focus
Right,
one
okay.
target down.
Yeah.
Yeah, good point. Right, so switching to the longbow. Come on, roll. Why aren't you rolling? I can't use aim because I've switched weapons, yeah?
That's
Yeah.
correct, yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right, cool.
Okay, so switching to your longbow, you knock an arrow, bring it up, and thunk, hits the bow in the side. 4 points of stunts. So you can do damage
Oh,
and
sweet.
select what you want to use your stunts for as well.
Sweet.
Armor piercing mighty.
Yeah, I was gonna say definitely armor piercing, but yeah, that also makes sense to use
Yeah, that's what I would go for.
mighty.
Okay.
How many extra dice or whatever does
One
Mighty's
extra.
1d6?
Yeah,
Yeah.
1d6. Yeah. And
Right,
I
cool.
only apply half of the ball's armor, so
Does
2
she have
instead of
archery
4.
style?
No, she doesn't.
No.
You sure?
No, I'm not.
Right, hang on.
I've
Yes,
started
she
to doubt
does.
myself
She
there.
does.
Yes, she does.
Add 1 to the damage roll then as well.
Right, so it's 1d6 plus 1 I'm adding here.
Yes. Just whenever you're ready.
I'm just
Oh, you're typing it. Ah, all right, good idea. Yeah, okay. So, how would you like to do this?
Straight through the
Yeah.
heart.
If I go basically just sort of straight through with the arrow, if its fire goes out, that would be kind of cool.
Right, yeah.
Alderaan catches the arrow out of the air.
You shoot the ball straight in the neck. It actually manages to penetrate, so it's come out the other side. You've got the fletching on one side, the arrow on the other, and as the ball just sags to the ground, you see the green fire effect just fade away as the ball dies. That would be the druid to go next. Mm-hmm.
The tree.
The tree to go next. That's what I meant. Yeah, so the tree is going to attempt to hit. It doesn't fancy its chances of hitting anything as small as a raven, and it doesn't think the raven's going to do it any harm anyway. So what it's going to do instead is attempt to thump Courage. So tree thingy. 20. That's a hit. No stun points. 11 points of damage.
Okay, that's 9 gets through.
So whacks Courage heavily with with one of its branches. Thump! Like back across the back of the neck and shoulders.
Whack a tiger.
Yeah, whack a tiger. As we move on, it is now the druid's turn. So let's just see what druidy has to do.
If Nicholas hits him with enough water, would that be like him taking a bath and then he'd be so shocked?
Do you think all these power would drain away as his clothing got cleaned off?
Yeah, he's one of those crusty druids, you
know. So he is going to.
When Quoth got changed back.
Yes.
He had damage as a tiger, but his hit points were still above what he had as a raven, so...
Right, yes, I see your point. So, how many hit points as a tiger does he have?
50.
50, and how many did he have left?
30.
30. So,
60%.
He had lost 60%. So,
he's lost 20%. Well, 40% is what he's lost.
Yeah. So, what's his hit points as a raven?
15.
15. So 10% of that would be 1.5. So 20% of that would be 3. So 6 hit points he's lost.
Right.
I must be getting better
that's a good
at
way of doing
maths. It is a good way of doing it, yeah.
Just don't expect me to do that.
No, it's alright, I'll handle that. At any given time, I have at least 3 devices on this desk that have a calculator on them, so I could have used any one of those, but I decided to show off and do it manually. Actually, I was kind of testing, see if my headache's still befuddling us, because had it been, I wouldn't have managed that. So I think that last bout of painkillers must finally be kicking in. So anyway, the
Rusty the Druid.
Let's take a look at his. I'm going to take a look at his non-sorcerous powers to see if there's anything I want to try there. Not really.
Go to sleep, lie down. Lose interest.
Sadly not. He could try it.
Gets his packed lunch out, sits down, has a picnic.
Cast a.
He's got 2 big trees fighting for him. I mean, what else? Doesn't really need to do anything, does he?
Okay. I'm just going to check and see if he's within range of an arcane blast, because at least that wouldn't deplete his... I don't think he is he? He looks like he's too far out to me, but let's just find out.
16 yarder?
Yeah, so I need to... 14, 15... Oh, look at that. Quoth is 17 metres away from him, so it just can't do that. It just can't hit that. I'm going to imagine, however, that over that distance, it's going to be very difficult to accurately judge that Quoth's like half a metre out of range. So I'm going to say wastes arcane blast at Quoth this round, and as the magical fire comes straight out of his hands, it blasts forward and just falls short of Quoth. Gives him a bit of a fright. He flaps around a bit. A few spare feathers come drifting out. Possibly poops himself. But apart from that, he is fine. And it is now the other tree. tree man too. Yeah. Who can only hit Courage from there. So I forgot to move the other tree man across so that he could get out. So he's going to attempt to hit Courage with a tendril attack. 19, that's a hit. 8 points of damage.
Ouch.
So this spindly tendril thwaps Courage across the nose. Just boop. So it's 8 points of damage to Courage. Then it is Nicholas Marty to go.
8 points of damage, did you say?
8 points of damage, that's correct, yeah.
6 that get through.
I hope this doesn't just like water the plants. This is for the tree man nearest to me, by the way.
Okay.
2 points of stunts.
2 points of stunts. So that's a hit with 2 points of stunts. What would you like to do with them?
Knock it prone.
Anything this large is tricky to knock prone. It's not impossible, but it's tricky.
It'd be sturdy, yeah.
Yes, that's right.
Probably not going to work.
Don't know. You can tie its ankles together with water.
Just watch it trip.
And just watch it fall on top of Courage. Somebody shouts, "Timber!"
No, I'm a tiger.
Oh God. Oh man. I'm gonna mighty spell it
Okay.
For an extra.
for an
Damage.
extra d6 of damage.
That sounds like a sensible option. Go ahead.
Plus 2. Right, cool.
Just realised because it's never been hit yet. I haven't entered its. So it's 75, 8, and 0. Really? Okay. 75, 8, and 0.
11 points of whipping damage.
11 points of whipping damage. Okay, all of that gets through. So that's
Hey!
whack. You hit the tree up the side of the, for want of a better term, head. It kind of snaps backwards. Bits of bark come off. Leaves come down from it, sort of twittering down through the air. Little flecks of wood have broken off from it. You've hit it with quite some force, actually.
Is its bark worse than its bite?
Oh, God. Its bark is slightly worse than its bite, yeah. Okay, so that's the end of the combat round. It's also coming up to 6 o'clock with no end of this combat immediately in sight. However, on this round, which is round 4... yeah, never mind. Okay, so what I'm going to say is we will pause the action there. I don't normally like to bring a game to an end in the middle of a fight, but we have had to do so before when there was no end in sight. It is 6 o'clock. Oh, it's 5:02 actually. So we'll call that a day and we'll pick it up at the same place next week. So thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed the game. Thank you very much for tuning in. I hope you guys also enjoyed the game, and we'll pick up from here again next week in the middle of this epic battle against the Valley Master and his forces. Thank you very much and good evening.